We're in sunny Southern California for tonight's Sunday quote unquote night baseball because it's 4 p.m.
That's right.
How you feeling? Oh, there he is. You know, you don't give yourself enough credit for the amount of facial hair you can grow, Scott. I see a little bit there.
Yeah, this is. I need to shave. This is it. I'm just like I'm heading I'm heading out of town at the end of the week, and I just wanted to I was like, all right, well, I don't want to shave twice, so I'm just gonna let it get to like a bad length, and then I'll shave right before I go out of town. Oh, what a start to the old ball game.
Wow, that's a who's my goodness. Is it already that point in the season where I don't know the guys that are in the Angels starting lineup?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's Juan Lagares in right.
No, I'm sorry. Are you finally get a nationally televised game and you just bench everyone? Is that what's happening?
It sure looks that way.
I'm pretty sure there's no Ohtani.
All right.
None at all? Well, did he? No, he pitched on Friday.
Ohtani wanted a day off.
Okay, so there you go. No Ohtani, and then where's Michael?
Well, he
was signing autographs before the game.
Being
So
good. That helps the four of us for our entertainment tonight.
Yeah, Michael's batting too, so
Okay.
He's got to be either in right or DHing. I'd imagine
Lagares
DHing.
is in right. He might be in left.
Or left.
He's not in right. It's Lagares.
Left. So, the Angels finally get a nationally televised game, and
No Ohtani.
they're benching Ohtani, and Trout is DHing.
Ward is not playing.
I'm sure Ohtani will make a pinch
guy,
hitting appearance.
They need to take a page out of the Cardinals book and just play a lineup that actively hurts them, but the fans actually want to see. You know, like when we were on Sunday Night Baseball, Pujols was batting cleanup.
Hey Diego, who's in the who's batting five for the Angels tonight?
Is it Matt Duffy?
It's Matt Duffy.
Hell yeah. I love Matt Duffy.
No Taylor Ward for the Angels either. So they're really just
Who's in center for them?
Tyler Wade.
I think it.
Sorry, Scott.
Oh, all right, Scott, come on, man.
Scott had a clear runway, and I drove a bus into it.
He did have a clear. You know what?
Rudy just Ted Griffey Jr. me just right there. I all lined up. Yeah.
The Elvis Andrus and Adrian Beltre tandem of this broadcast strikes again.
Literally.
Okay, question. How do we all feel about the City Connects of the Angels?
If you don't like them, grow up.
Yeah.
They're phenomenal.
I think they were received pretty well by the general public. I
think they're absolute fire. Love them.
I did see someone tweet out that they weren't good, and somebody quote tweeted them and said, "Nah, not with that cut, buddy." And then replied to it with a picture of the dude's haircut, and it was correct because his trim was dreadful, but that is a brutal pill to swallow on Twitter that I saw.
It is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I gotta watch Kurt Suzuki behind the dish too. Oh, Christ in heaven!
Bro, disgusting.
Oh no, dude, that's really.
That might be the only catch.
We're making
Like,
the Angels.
you guys
Dude,
know
how is a 749 OPS, a 114 OPS plus, man?
Hey,
That is just ludicrous.
that helps Tommy Edmonds' narratives. So we'll let that keep rolling. That's not mine. That is your, according to Baseball Reference, your MLB leader in all of WAR.
Wait,
Still.
so I'm
And all of
Is Sandoval wearing Jordan
All of
1s
them
right
are.
now?
I'm confused about the graphic they just put up for Lindor. I have like 4 questions, right? Because they showed last 100 batted balls hit 200 feet or less, and then it's a spray distribution. But is this only from the right side because he's a switch hitter?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gotta be, right?
Good point.
Like, why are you
He
showing?
just doesn't pull anything
Why are you
from the left
showing
side.
200 feet or less? Why not just show in general what we're rocking? Are we
Why
talking
only
because
left side?
it was super pull heavy? Assuming so, I've got to assume it's right-handed only because it's so pull heavy.
Patrick Sandoval is glistening like a hot dog. My God.
Is he?
Sorry.
Is he wearing Jordan?
I think he is.
Because those are sick.
Those cleats do look pretty outrageously fire, if I do say so myself.
They also have
Yeah, that's
Cleat legend Mike Lorenzen on that team who wore those Vans that one time in
That
Cincinnati.
and he wore them for the photo shoot for the City Connects as well.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Absolute fire.
I mean, when you
Cali
when you
boy.
partner with a like surf and a surf and skate company for your City Connects,
You had to have
I
Lorenzen
feel
there.
like you
Yeah.
have to wear the skate shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolute gas. I love that.
Guys,
Yeah, he's
how's
a
how's
Cali-
everyone's week going? Because I had a really good week, and I'm very happy to I'm always happy to end my night with you guys. But like it's just been a good week. So how's everybody's week been? I'm not like setting people up baseball wise. I'm just talking about life here. How we feeling?
Life was.
Yeah, life wise, how we feeling? Pretty solid.
Pretty good.
That's
Yeah.
all week.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was solid. I had a very, very busy week, but it was
Oh my
solid.
I also had quite the busy week.
Off the elbow of the third base coach. That's gotta hurt.
Yeah, Joey Core is a tank
It's
though.
on-
He's smart.
Dan Marie's
He's
ahead of me
fine.
this week.
Yeah, I got on the Carson's stream website. So
I recommend. I can put that in the chat for you, Diego, if you'd like.
Well,
to
I
use
have
that.
it on ESPN. I'm just behind.
Yeah, somehow ESPN is behind the very legal way in which I watch Sunday Night Baseball.
Correct.
It's only a matter of time. I was about to say that's not going to be this week's not sponsored, but willing to be sponsored. I don't think that's what we should be after. I'll wait for a different opportunity to emerge
Willing
there.
to be sponsored.
No, I do ask. I don't know if anyone has any fun plans next weekend for Father's Day. I just my dad texted me a couple days ago.
Shout out Carson's dad.
Shout out Big Mike because the Red Bull Soapbox Derby is in Des Moines, Iowa this year, and so I will be attending my second Soapbox Derby race of the year, which is
Excellent.
something I never thought I would say, but I'm very happy that that's the reality.
Excellent. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, it's very
I
nice.
am. I'm super pumped. Should be a fun time. I'll be back on. I'll be back for the stream though. Don't worry.
From, are you gonna be back? Or oh no, I guess you're in Iowa.
I'll be in. It'll be home base. I won't be.
Okay.
Will not be in.
back to the dad's office.
Correct.
Shout out Carson's dad's printer.
Yes. The printed the original copy of the Declaration of Independence.
Yes,
You just had Scott. You just had to be there for the history lesson, man. All right. It was an
solid.
experience. To the high curveball
Really?
truther, Patrick Sandoval.
High curveball truther.
Hell.
Speaking of high curveball truther, man, Adam Wainwright.
You goddamn.
Cardinals cannot. What?
I was about to say if you mentioned Adam Wainwright right now.
Well, I'm just upset because Diego, I think it was.
So
I
are
think
we,
it was a
'cause you
couple.
brought
I
up
think it was a
Adam
couple
Wainwright.
weeks ago, Diego, when we were watching. We were talking about. I was like, oh, like Wainwright needs like 16 wins this year to get to 200 for his career. We don't know if it's his last year, but the cool thing is he's been getting a decision every single outing. I'm pretty sure since I've said that, he's had a quality start every single outing and not a win or a loss. So that's really cool. So
This is the
I mean,
Carson curse.
Wow. It must be such a tough life.
no, I mean it's
Adam Wainwright not getting a win. That's just
we
Worst
got
case
asked
scenario,
today.
for
I got
sure.
asked today about Wainwright's Hall of Fame chances, and I was honest. I'm like, he would need to pitch for like 3 more years at the level he's currently pitching at, I think, to have a realistic chance.
is he really that far off?
I mean, he's Hall of Very
Not a
Good.
Hall
He's
of-
Hall of Very Good, Rudy. He's got
He'll get
All-Star
it. He'll
games. He's got
stick on
some
the
Gold
ballot
Gloves.
for a couple years, but probably won't
Yes.
make it.
Yeah.
He'll have 200-ish career wins, a career ERA of 3.3, like a career that you look at and go, yeah, that was a really good career. But
He'll get the Tim Hudson treatment.
yes,
Yeah.
if he retires at the end of this year, he would need to.
Assuming he will.
Yes. So honestly, kind of low key hope he doesn't, not just for bias reasons, because he's kind of still got it, and Cardinals seem willing to just let it be a nickel and dime shoestring budget for starting pitching. So
What a ride.
yeah, let it ride. I mean, what is he gonna cost us, right? Like he's getting paid 17 mil this year, and I'm like, yeah, like he's probably worth about that. Like I'm not hating it. If he wants to come back for like, can I come back next year for like 10? Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna give you that.
10's
I
still
mean, he
a
won't go
lot.
anywhere else. Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot for what though? I mean, you pay what? What's it? The average free agent, right? It's like what you pay about. Ooh, all right. You pay $7.5 million for one WAR on the free agent market, roughly. That's like
That's been the average the last couple of years.
yeah. So if Wainwright's making 10, or 15, or he's making 17 this year, so he needs to be worth 2.5 WAR. I feel pretty confident he's gonna hit that with ease.
Reasonable.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody in baseball would pay 10 mil for somebody who gave Adam Wainwright production next year.
Yeah, 100%. So I mean, it's we're at a point now where it's just whenever he wants to retire, he can, which I'm fine with. But also,
Soon,
I will be
please.
devastated if all three retire. So, Adam, spare me it for like.
Well, that's my hope.
Scott, do you want that though? Because then I'm gonna give this big stump speech on air, and I'm gonna write an article for us about it.
No. The second.
Awesome. So there's an article I won't read, and I only have to go through,
Wow.
and I only have to go through the speech once, and yeah, that's still much better than
Scott,
every Sunday.
Scott
Well,
will just
Wainwright
take
got
off
a quality start again at home, everybody. Here we go. Let's talk about it like we're doing right now.
Scott,
So,
I
yeah.
got a better idea for you. The second it's announced that the last of the three is going to retire this season, we just blacklist Carson from the broadcast for the rest of the year.
So I love that idea, and I'm gonna tell John not to publish any of his articles, and we'll just completely pretend like he just
Didn't happen.
yeah, just
I
like
mean,
doesn't have anything.
as
to
long
say
as I'm
about it.
still employed, unlike Peyton.
I was
that's
about to
really
say,
all I can-
Yeah,
If all
You
three
know.
of them announce their retirement, we retroactively rehire Peyton and fire Carson instead.
Let's not
There
do
you go.
that.
This is an idea. This is an
A
idea.
poor one, Scott, if I do say so myself.
Well, that's subjective.
I think it's subjective in that regard. They're miking Trout up and he's the DH?
In the last couple weeks.
Just
What are
ridiculous.
Are they gonna
man.
sub
Just
him in
absolutely
defensively?
ridiculous.
Like, what are we
in the
doing
second
here?
inning.
Hey, I mean,
Like,
I will say though, we progressed real fast from like 2018. Guys are mic'd on the field in the All-Star game. Haha, this wouldn't happen in a real game. To now, it's very commonplace on ESPN broadcasts. Like that transition happened very quickly.
well, you know what's insane though is he can't talk while which they should let him talk while they're batting because that's hilarious.
No, I'm adamantly against.
You
that.
didn't like that?
You know
Chris,
how
when was it?
No. I as a viewer, it's fine.
Okay.
If I was if the Detroit Tigers were up there
Oh,
and they
okay,
mic'd
yeah.
somebody up and he was laughing and giggling and then went down on 3 hacks, I would be livid. No,
Yeah.
do
I was
not
gonna
mic
say,
up
Scott. I thought you'd maybe be a little more softer on it because like the Freeman Verlander All-Star game, you know when they
All-Star
All-Star
game's
game.
cool. Do whatever you want in an All-Star game. Mic up whoever you want. Do whatever in spring training
up
games. Mic
everybody
up
in the
whoever you
All-Star
want.
I agree with that,
Every
Diego.
Games that count, get it as far away from me as
Oh, and on
possible.
ESPN2, by the way, I say mic them up, no censorship. Let it rip.
ESPN, the
Let it
broadcast, ESPN2, the uncensored broadcast.
Well,
I
because-
went to
so
watch that.
This idea came up in
Oh,
2020 during the NBA COVID bubble because Carmelo Anthony, as for those of you that don't know, is a very
Give me that.
very vocal guy when he gets a rebound, and he swears like a sailor. And I remember thinking like I would pay for NBA League Pass if they had no commentators and it was just they had the on-court mics turned all the way up. Like I just want to hear what they're all saying and stuff. And I think that would be a sick like all-star game broadcast. No announcers, just mic everybody up and just let them talk and don't censor them. Like let them, I mean, just obviously warn them ahead of, they all know they're getting mic'd up. That's a nice rip.
Oh!
Take two.
Oh.
That's a hustle double.
Yeah, no, it is a good idea. You would have to have like some sort of moderator,
Yeah, and they know
Like-
like because that's 50 dudes.
Don't
Like,
yeah
you
yeah.
can't
Well,
just,
let's say
like-
don't talk about the strip club you went to last night. But other than that,
Well, no, but it's also like that's just like too many people. Like that's 50. That's like 50 people.
What about-
Like, that's
Well, it'd be-
way
what about
it'd be
on,
really
people
hard
on,
to-
to
on the
mic
field?
up and be like, oh, figure
It'd
it
be
out.
really hard to
It's-
cut through in live time too. Like who the heck is saying what?
Right. It'd be as a producer, it'd be nearly impossible to be
nightmare.
like, oh, like I want to go to this person right now. This person, you know what I mean?
Maybe
like it would
maybe
be,
that could be producer.
the logistics of it would be very difficult.
Maybe that can be producer Peyton's next job. Is that All-Star game? Okay.
Well, it's certainly
Maybe.
not here.
Yeah.
So just for the record, Mike Trout went on an 0
I was
for
about to say,
22
he went on that
slump and
ridiculous
still
cold streak.
has an OPS over 1,000.
Oh yeah, and still has an
And feels
OPS.
different.
and still has an OPS over
In his
1,000 and
career.
OPS of plus of almost 200.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And that's with the biggest cold stretch of his entire career, where he went 0 for 20. I think it was 22.
I think it was 25.
I mean, it does break my heart that, like, I remember, like 2013, 2014.
Trout just immediately.
I remember like saying to my dad, like, he's gonna have 3,000 hits, like 600 homers, like all those milestones that you think a guy needs to, like, he's not gonna get just one of the like guaranteed Hall of Fame milestones. He's gonna have them all, and it's I don't know if he's getting to 3K.
Yeah.
He'll get to 3K.
You think?
Should.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be an issue.
Honestly, he might just be one of those high 2,000 guys. I mean, like Barry Bonds was just short of 3K.
It's probably why it's the only reason he didn't get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yep,
for
that's
sure.
the reason.
It's because he didn't get 3,000 hits, man. Sorry, dude.
But like the thing is, like he won't. Like, what am I trying to say? Like, he won't need it, obviously.
Oh no,
like,
I think he could retire today, and he's a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he could. I think he could have retired 3 years ago and been a Hall of Famer. Like he's.
I think
He's been
once he hit
he's been a
10
Hall of
seasons
Famer
of just
for a
playing, period, it wasn't like that.
I don't think
That's when
totally
he,
fair.
once he was finally eligible.
I'm just looking right now. I don't think Trout gets to 3K. I don't.
Yeah, I was also like looking it up.
So here's the thing,
it would
like-
be a little tough.
So like it's definitely steep. My thing is when he hits like 40, okay, I think he could 100% just sign 1-year deals until he wants to retire.
Cool.
And if
Nelson.
he plays the end of this contract out and he's like a few hundred away,
Oh, sure.
I think he could absolutely do the Pujols and the Miggy and just like get there and just try and get 3K
hack it
and
out.
play until he's 42 or 43. Because like,
Yeah,
like by the time he gets that old, like he's just gonna be, yeah, he's just gonna be like
Man,
everybody
I
knows
love
like he's
Jared
gonna be a
Walsh,
Hall
man.
of Famer.
Well, quite honestly,
Yeah, me too.
I think it'd be a hell of a feat if he got there. Just given how many, I mean, over the last 2 years, he's missed over a season's worth of plate appearances.
Well, and also
Yeah, I mean in his
COVID-
career.
COVID, I think
Just-
we're not going to realize it yet, but I think that there are guys that are going to miss milestones. Like
By like 100.
Is Stanton gonna get 500 homers because he didn't get to play a full year in 2020? Like he could retire at like 480.
Really?
Yeah, well, he also missed like almost a whole season because of injury too.
Well, no, I'm
it's-
just saying
I
that. Like,
understand the example given.
that.
Okay.
No,
I know
for
it-
sure,
I know,
sure. I
I
get
know
it.
Stanton's got an injury history, but he's 32, rocking 360 homers. I think he's got 500 in him. Like, no way.
Considering what
When's
did he
this-
hit one yesterday at 120?
That was a
20.
piss
That was a
missile.
laser.
That was-
dude.
That was the piss missile. Like if
You know,
Yeah.
it's an absolute like true, absolutely crazy homer when Jared Carabas tweets out a Yankees clip that's not ironic. Like he actually tweeted out Stanton hitting the homer.
120, man.
That's
it was
insane.
unbelievable. The announcers knew it too. Like they were like, "That's one of the hardest balls I think I've ever seen."
He's one of two right-handed hitters that I think could legitimately splash hit it at Oracle.
No, he probably could. Absolutely.
It's Stanton and Vlad Jr. are the two guys that I
have a theory.
I can
that-
believe it.
Number 100 for the Giants is going to come from some random right-handed hitter.
You
I don't
mean
know
the
who it's gonna
entire
be.
Giants starting lineup?
so,
Good
I
take.
really enjoyed, by the way, the other day.
As a compliment, Diego. As a compliment. This is a
That's
Tyro.
great.
We stand Tyro
Tyro
Estrada in this
Estrada.
house. I love him.
Speaking of the Yankees, I really enjoyed the other day that Cubs Yankees game that went to like 14 innings. I thought it was pretty like really funny, like like a commentary on the Yankees roster construction that they pinch ran for Stanton with Joey Gallo.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
correct. Joey
Also,
Gallo
Rudy, I
was
hate
has
to-
been their 9-hitter lately too.
Rudy, I hate to bring up this name. I can't believe it's
Nope,
about to come out
nope,
of my
nope,
mouth.
nope. I hate Matt Carpenter. I hate Matt Carpenter. I hate Matt Carpenter.
He still owns the Cubs, man. Even as a shell of his former self. Actually, not even, because apparently he's like a dad in a men's softball league, because all he does is hit
With the
absolute
mustache.
nukes.
It's because of the
Yeah.
mustache.
It's the mustache. He looks so much better. I'm convinced if he shaved
The
the
mustache
mustache
does look
3
good
years
on him.
ago, he'd have been that guy.
All right, Carson, I think you're going for a timeout real quick.
Oh my god.
Yep. Deserved. Yep.
He had a 7 ribby game, 2 bombs. Like, I gotta
Okay,
talk about what
okay,
happened.
okay.
Good game.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Rudy, be nice.
He's at least
Kick him
he's
from the
muted,
call?
He's muted.
Oh, okay.
On
Thank
stream
goodness.
or here
On
too?
stream.
Because it's in StreamYard. In StreamYard, I can just
Can
take
I
it.
kick someone from the call?
Frank Schwindel. Patrick Wisdom. I don't know many more Cubs.
Okay, we're just talking to Carson, so Stream Jail is not actually good for making an entertainment. We're just sitting here saying
We're just sitting
nothing,
here talking to
listening to what
Carson.
Carson says.
So anyway,
Carson's out of
while I
jail.
was serving my time,
I have an option to remove him from the call.
Oh, look
well,
at
please
that.
don't do that, Scott. Is Christopher Morel. I
My
really
mouse
like him
is
for the
hovering
Cubs.
over
Oh,
the
dude, I
button.
He's been
love
really,
Morel.
really good this year. Like, and
Morel's-
obviously
No.
we talked about it. I think it was it last week or 2 weeks ago? The like clip of him like Contreras telling him to
Yeah.
like breathe. That was Morel, right? Yeah, that was just like such a nice moment. It's
Oh,
really
yeah.
funny because when you watch games of now, Morel's taking that like deep breath every AB now,
Oh,
and
is
I'm
he
like,
really?
that's yeah. I've seen him do it. Like if it gets to like 2 strikes or something, I don't know. It's been nice.
He's been entertaining. Like I'm not watching a ton of Cubs games, but like whenever I see clips, I'll see a lot of clips of him, and I'm like, okay, I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big difference between actually, I don't even know if I should say that. Like, the Cubs are, I will say, and again, this is obviously divisional bias. 'Cause, like, I watch them more, obviously being in the NL Central, but the Cubs are, I think, a team, at least in my lifetime, that even when they objectively are awful, that like they at least have guys that I enjoy watching play the game of baseball. Like, you know,
Fair.
we don't have to. We can sing our Derek Lee praise all we please. You know, like
Mm.
Derek Lee's the guy.
The man.
Like Derek Lee was
My
so
king.
fun. Like
We
if you ever go back in OOTP to like 2010 and run a series with Aramis Ramirez, that dude like OOTP makes him a Hall of Famer like every
Hey,
time. Like for
No,
some,
you want to talk about someone who like deserves way more of a conversation about a Hall of Fame candidacy. He is
Yes.
absolutely one of them.
well, it's because he's third base, man. Like we can do this same thing about Scott Rowland. Like third base,
yeah.
just
Correct.
I
Rowland's
don't-
a Hall of Famer.
and I don't know who to blame necessarily on the Hall of Fame ballot that made this a tough decision apparently, but like it's just so outlandish. Like as
He had a peak like straight up. I'm trying to remember. It might have been
talking about Aramis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was having I'm trying to remember who it was with. I think I was talking to Christian on our site.
Speaking
and,
of Christian, ESPN made a BABIP God reference. I did this, Christian. I'm glad that you're getting your recognition, man. I'm sorry, Scott.
I think I was talking to Christian and
Probably John.
I think it might have been Garrett. But
That also
Wow,
makes
Scott,
sense.
you set yourself
Anyway.
up for a wonderful one there. Just saying. Continue.
Oh.
yeah.
and
Hey, Rudy, you
and-
saved me, so I didn't get him. You know, it was.
And we were doing this thing where we were looking at like best individual seasons of certain positions. And then we were looking at like most WAR accumulated from certain positions like in an entire decade or from like a certain year stretch.
Makes sense.
And Aramis Ramirez, if you did third base, if you did any year in like the late 2000s,
I guess
he
he's top
was,
5.
He was, he was top 3 in a lot of like the individual year ones in his peak, and then for like total WAR accumulated from like all primary third basemen,
Yeah.
Like in the entire decade of the 2000s, he was very high on that list.
I challenge you guys. I mean, think about
he was damn good.
2005 to 2015.
You've got
like,
yeah,
like even like I mean like Roland Beltre. Is Aramis Ramirez the third best? Is there a name I'm forgetting?
Well, Brandon Inge, but
yeah, in your heart, of course, yes. Like well, there's an argument that Aramis is maybe a top 3 third baseman of his.
You said 05 to...
What is this graphic I'm looking at? Putting the trick in Patrick?
What are the years you're referencing again? Because I definitely like
05 to 15. We're gonna check. I'm gonna check this out.
I mean, maybe adjust that to like 2004 to 2014. Basically, like when Aramis Ramirez was Aramis Ramirez is basically what I'm getting.
Well, I mean,
I don't know the exact
early career Longo. Who was
okay.
That's like 2008.
Yeah, he did go nutty in 08.
Yeah. All right.
But
but besides that, that was a name I forgot. Yeah, I think maybe I'll concede and say top 5. I think is fair.
Yeah.
So, for sure.
Okay, so here's your list. Here's your top 10 of third basemen, and we can. There's a couple guys we can talk about. So
okay.
1 to 10: Miguel Cabrera, Adrian Beltre, David Wright, A-Rod, Longoria, Chipper Jones, Ryan Zimmerman, Aramis Ramirez, Scott Rowland, Kevin Youkilis.
Oh my God! Okay, I'd like to sincerely apologize, man. Those are a lot of names that I completely forgot.
So
can I say that we can exclude Miggy from the third base list of that?
Are you asking me? Yes.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, Scott. That was. I felt like I needed a little. I wanted to defer to you on that. But
no, he hasn't been a third baseman. Well, what year did you pick? Sorry.
04 to 14.
Okay, he was a third baseman for like 2, maybe 3 of those.
Okay, I was gonna say because I thought it was like a half and half, but I was thinking like DH as well. I was willing to.
He moved to first the second he was traded to the Tigers, and that was 07. So by opening day 07.
Who was your first baseman in 06? Who am I thinking of?
That would be my childhood dog. There he is. There's a portrait of my childhood dog there, named Sean Casey.
Sean Casey. There it is. Okay.
That would be.
That's right in my head.
Was on the 2006 Tigers. Yeah.
Right.
It was Sean Casey after we traded for him, and before we traded for him, it was still the meat bug. Okay. Still Dimitri.
By the way, you want
to
talk about funny guys on this list?
Worst. Wow.
Positionally, you want to talk about funny guys on this list? 13th is Alex Gordon.
Wow, that's wild, actually.
Actually, while we got the Angels on TV, I will say as well, man, we're disrespecting, I think, Troy Gloss a little bit. I'm a Troy Gloss fan, so I he's not better than the names listed, but just want to get his name on air so I can give a respect to a Halo.
World Series winner.
That is correct. Rally Monkey King, Troy Gloss.
So yes, you've got, and I will say this is overall WAR. If you sort by, let's see what we got if we sort by WRC plus. Aramis is 9th, so still about the same spot, but that's including a couple of guys, Matt Carpenter, Josh Donaldson, that have a lot fewer plate appearances.
He was like the epitome of he had a couple, I think 2 seasons where he was at or around 5 WAR. Mm-hmm. And then besides that, it was just a full career of consistent 2 to 3 WAR.
Which
year in and year out. Every single year was the 6th best third baseman in baseball. You know what I mean? Just outside the top 5 for third baseman, or right at 5 maybe when some people started declining or leaving the position or whatever. Yeah. He was the epitome of just rock solid at third base and was forever a borderline top 5 third baseman.
And that's a big thing that I think as maybe you guys can offer a little bit of insight into your own fan base with this. That's something that I think a lot of times fans have failed to recognize is I would love. I mean, well,
that was almost a crazy play, by the way. Who's at short today? Goodness.
Velasquez.
That was almost a crazy
Velasquez?
play. Oh, it is
Yeah.
Velasquez. Yeah,
He's a great defender.
that was a horrible pitch, but anyway.
There's something to be said about just a lineup full of like 3.5 war guys.
Well, so
like that.
Okay, you're setting me up here now because when we started talking about Aramis Ramirez, the first thing I looked up is the 2008 Cubs, and that's like exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah, no one crazy good. I mean, like Soriano probably just a down year for Soriano.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, that was the 2021 Giants. That's
right?
you had
Yeah,
a bunch of guys who were like good, but no one who like really jumped off the page.
yeah. And I don't know. There's just something to be said. Like the guy that I have in my mind, I know that he's currently on the IL, Scott, but in this apartment, Jamer Candelario. Like there's something to be said for the guy that should be like a 3-war guy every year. We're like,
It's been terrible this year, but yeah.
yeah, well, we can chalk. Now he's on the IL, so you can just chalk it up to he was just playing through an
Injury.
injury. Yeah, he was playing through an
He was
injury.
hitting his weight, not even hitting
Because-
his weight.
because
Speaking
of
of
the
injuries
injury.
in the Tigers, like Scott, you were absolutely correct with your Casey Mize deduction.
Dude, I texted Scott when that
And I'm
happened.
so
Hey,
sad.
by the way,
I was not excited about that.
By the
Yeah.
way, because I'm really digging into these 2008 Cubs, you want to give a shot at where Carlos Zambrano ranked on the 2008 Cubs in WRC plus?
7.
Oh,
Fourth.
give me
Fourth.
6th.
Split the difference. He was 5th.
Oh,
Oh, I said
Big
7.
Z, Chicago
Zebo,
Rudy.
baby.
This
Oh,
is for
the
just
dog.
Rudy. Chicago Dogs legend. Fun fact: Carlos Zambrano.
Chicago Dogs legend.
That is the dog. man.
Also, God, Jeff McNeil, I hate him with a fiery passion, and the second the Cardinals sign him, he will maybe be my favorite player on the team. Because he reeks of a St. Louis Cardinal. He reeks of it.
White guy
Makes
hits
me
for contact.
sick. Yeah, Brendan Donovan, Tommy Edman, need I go on?
No.
Yes,
The
thank you.
06
No, Rudy, I don't
Tigers
want
were
to.
another
I don't want to
team
because I
like
don't
that.
like Jeff McNeil.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
so you're
no.
telling me that the Cardinals player archetype is really easily hateable? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
Oh my
Wow,
God,
that's crazy.
is that not something that is like insanely obvious? Yeah, man.
Fair enough.
Like,
Fair enough. I'm just
Yes,
confirming that
Matt
you're.
Carpenter is insufferable to play against.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
like,
telling me.
Yeah, dude. Like, come on. Listen, I'm a Cardinals fan, but I think the reason that I get to be on camera once a week and even have remotely any sort of platform is that I'm at least rational enough to admit that, the average Cardinal is not enjoyable to watch if you're not a Cardinals fan, and that's fine.
All right.
But
All right. Let's not
We
talk
get that
about
rational
the only
talk
the
outta here.
only time that I get upset is it's like, come on, man, like Nolan Arenado is still Nolan Arenado to watch play. Like Harrison Bader is still Harrison Bader to watch play. Like,
Nope.
he's first in OAA since 2018, man. He makes great plays. He's a fun player to watch.
Yeah, but he's still a Cardinal.
Sure, that can be a roadblock, but that's where I get upset because I'm like, give him the
That
respect.
could be a roadblock.
That could be a roadblock. There are
That's a whole
Yankees.
construction site, not even. Just
I like Joey Gallo the player, but now that he's on the Yankees, I don't like him as much, and that's not his fault. He's just on a team that I dislike. It's fine.
Yankees bad, always full.
But I will say, this is where working at Diamond Digest, I think, has really enhanced my enjoyment of the game of baseball. Is that and honestly, having people interact with our social medias and stuff, and even Wendell's a great example of to see fans of different teams and stuff to understand their struggles and what they're going through, and to hear that side from people that you like to hang out with is fun, because Rudy knows where I'm from, it's all Cubs and White Sox fans, and the Cubs, it's I don't care how well they do, and White Sox, their Schadenfreude is awesome. It is.
Schadenfreude there.
So it is. So that's where I think working here has given me a greater appreciation, and that's where I'm
Give them
hoping
more
that,
perspective of other teams. That's for sure.
right. And so that's where I think I'm hoping it. You guys aren't gonna like the Cardinals, but acknowledge Harrison Bader is a treat to watch play center field, because it is. It's a bit of a headache watching him bat, but it's a treat to watch him out in
So
center.
while we're still talking about,
He's
Cardinals,
no Lorenzo
I will
Cain,
say
but
this.
Fangraphs.com.
Yeah, okay, but
If you'll have
you're,
been
you're
playing
using
Wendell.
OAA to support your argument, and Kane doesn't have any OAA data from this peak, so
Oh, well, see, that's his fault. Be born later. Not my problem.
Be born later and don't win your World Series.
Wow, they had a OPS under 600.
The Tigers this whole season?
Is that true? That's sad that I maybe believe that.
It was relatively recently, and like we just scored 4 runs in a 3-game series this weekend, so I can't imagine it's too much higher. It's definitely not. Well, maybe I shouldn't use the word definitely. I don't think it's sub 600 anymore.
If only the Tigers had like a generational prospect to inject some juice into the offense who is just sitting there at Toledo right now, you know? Like if only
I truly am shocked that he didn't get called up for Toronto. I still think
I feel like everyone was.
we have 7 games left in this homestand, and I would be floored. I would be upset, honestly, if we got to the last series and he still wasn't a major leaguer. But I do think that it's soon.
Are you preemptively buying? Have you preemptively bought a ticket to guess what game he's going to be at, Scott?
No, I will just buy it
I
the
respect
second
that.
that it's announced. I will just.
I will say, Diego.
I don't have trouble
it's-
getting Tigers tickets these days.
All right, okay, pal. All right. I have a friend. No, I will say, Scott, it is nice to hear you make a prediction that will benefit your team.
Yeah. First time I've done that since like spring training. So.
Yes. Well, and okay, so
And those were all wrong. So.
Well, it's all right. Diego, you're about to say something though. You said, sorry, we kind of cut you off.
No,
there.
you're
I'm sorry.
fine. I was gonna say? Oh, Wendell. Did you happen to play the 100th one, Carson?
I'm a couple days behind. You're gonna play right now.
Yeah, go play right now.
All right.
Well, yeah, I think we're at 102
I feel
now.
like there's.
We did hit 100 this week, though. Which is whack.
I was gonna say I've been a little bit behind. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I just typed Wendell into the Twitter search bar, as if that's gonna like.
Joey Wendell here.
Soon. When you type
Soon.
Wendell into the search bar, that's gonna be the first.
I mean, we've tweeted hashtag Wendell 101 times over the last roughly 110 days.
You know what distracted me is I was gonna play, but then I saw Avery like quote tweeted it with the
100?
like GIF and stuff, and then I liked that, and I was like, and then I remember like reading that, and then, I don't know, I'm in a big ADHD moment. Yep, I just set my phone down, and I'm pretty sure I like spent 2 hours cleaning my apartment. I think that's a real thing that I did, as opposed to.
Hey, so Carson, while you're working on that for posterity, by the way, I'll wrap this up. Kane and Bader, as far as their defensive peaks, pretty much comparable as far as Fangraph stats go.
Oh, I assume they would be. I just mean that, like, you know.
Man, Lo Kane was such a dog.
The man.
He was such a dog, man. He was the only Kansas City Royal that I will praise. The only one.
I liked Terrence Gore.
Well,
not
Zach
gonna lie.
Greinke, but he wasn't on the team that won a ring.
What's that, Scott?
Like, I said Zach Greinke
Yep.
too, but he wasn't obviously on the
ring team,
team. But I mean, he's responsible for like the entire core.
Yeah,
I guess.
Zach
So,
Greinke
including
deserves a ring.
including
I have
he's
always been of the
Kane,
belief that Zach Greinke should get a
Greinke's
ring.
responsible for
Because-
Kane himself, by the way.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
He's responsible for like half that lineup. Is he
Got
not?
it, to
Yeah,
Diego.
so
Read the hint?
the
Oh, I did not read the hint. I
okay.
don't read the hints. I just
Gotcha.
play.
well, the return for
For those of you at home that don't believe me,
there it is.
that's my Wendell and two.
The return for Greinke in that trade was Escobar, Kane, and Odorizzi. And then Odorizzi was sent to Tampa for...
I like Odorizzi.
He was sent to Tampa
Me
for
too.
James Shields and Wade Davis. So, yes.
Jesus Christ, that's a master
there you
class.
go.
man.
Not-
That is a
So
master
Greinke
class.
for five players
Four.
that were like okay, so 4 of the like main core of
Yeah.
that title
Like, without-
team, all for
I
Zach.
mean, you talk, Shields was not really a factor in 15. Was he? He might have been gone already in 15. I think he
I
was gone
believe
after
he
14.
was. Let me double check.
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
I think
Shields
he
was gone. But, I mean, you're talking
Was he really?
no
Wow.
Kane, no Davis. The Royals don't make the playoffs. Like,
True.
Man, Lo Kane, he was the only Royal that I was like, I don't want to stab my eyes with a fork when I see you on my TV. Like, he was the only
Scott, I
one.
think it's just good defensive center fielders are your kryptonite because you said the same thing about Jim Edmonds.
Well, Jim Edmonds is in fact the only Cardinal that deserves rights. That is correct. But,
all right. All right.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
it's
Lorenzo.
He's in
he's
San
the only
Diego
one,
in
but
15. James Shea.
Yeah.
Low Kane was just so like even at the plate, man. In his peak, he was so fun to watch.
I
Like,
mean, 2015.
So
he reminded me a lot of Torrey
2015
Hunter.
Lorenzo
So-
Kane. You're talking a
I miss
128
Torrey
WRC plus and 6 WAR.
17.
Oh,
Like
38.
the man.
The dog,
Um,
man. The dog.
So real quick, Rudy, you brought up earlier like trades that just like down the line panned out. Scott, do you know when Jim
I'm
Edmonds
up,
was
man.
traded to the Padres? Do you know the player that the Cardinals acquired? It was just a mid-level
Oh, wow.
prospect throw in.
I have no clue.
David Freese.
Wow. Okay.
So-
So yeah. So you're trading one Cardinal that deserved rights for one that doesn't.
Oh, he
So
does. No, dude. It like okay, so he played at the.
Unfortunate,
There was a Hall
but-
of Fame game a couple weeks ago, and I remember quote tweets because like an interviewer asked David Freese like, how does it? Because his jersey that he wore in Game 6 of 2011 World Series is in the Hall of Fame museum. I think that helmet is too. And they asked him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, it's crazy to see like when you're just like a replacement level player who had like
Oh, I
a couple
remember
good
seeing
weeks." And I was like, "Dude,
I
like."
hope David Freese knows he's whatever. That's how you started.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm like, he's so much like dude made I think at least one All-Star game. Like he had like
Oh yeah. Let's during an Angels broadcast. Let's talk about
David
David
Freese.
Freese. Just talk about how.
Oh,
Okay.
They're showing this is
How,
good though.
how-
No,
how
they're
well
showing
that
the
went
dude
over.
that drew Mike Trout every day during the lockout right now.
Oh, are
Nice.
they?
Oh right, that is great. Yeah.
also Scott, the reason that he struggled in Anaheim,
Was because he's right, and he was a replacement level player that had a couple good weeks.
he was struggling with alcoholism, Scott. That is why he struggled as an Angel.
Okay,
Because
well,
after
that's
this
not the first time that the Angels have dealt with that either. So
that is correct, but it was just a. I remember it was a very sad story though because he talked about after the 2011 World Series he felt as though like
The fun is they've
In the
chose
same way
this
that-
montage,
they should just show this instead of the game really.
honestly.
They showed and he was just his quotes about it were just very similar to like Todd Maravich almost, where just like after the World Series he's just like, what do I have left? And I was like, damn, like another, you could go win another one, man. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
it was just it like broke my heart to hear that of like, he did that like 26. And like I can't imagine in 3 years feeling like, oh well, I've accomplished the single greatest thing I'll ever do.
I mean,
Yeah, fair.
like,
Well, I'm
he
yes,
did some
Diego,
pretty
but still
sick
to like
stuff with that.
he did, but to just think that that's it in terms of like emotional fulfillment, I was like that like broke me. I was like,
Yeah,
man,
that's
like
Yeah,
there's
Yeah, that is tough.
there's a lot more.
there could
There's
be.
a
It
lot
could have been
more.
a lot worse though. Like as far as emotional fulfillment goes, that's a good.
Yeah. That's very true. But so that's why I say that, Scott. I did because I remember being like, man, like why doesn't he have it in Anaheim? And that was the reason.
A little tough.
A little tough.
Did he go back at the end?
to the Cardinals?
No, he was
No,
on
he
the
retired a
Dodgers,
Dodger.
Yeah.
So he went to Anaheim and then he started in Pittsburgh a couple years and then the Dodgers as like a third
I remember
base, first
Pittsburgh. I
base.
don't know. I thought I could.
That was
I
that was
No.
honestly like one of the few years I was pulling for a Dodgers World Series, just like
He was in
knowing what
Pittsburgh
he.
for a minute.
The 29
Yeah.
for
Yeah, I
the
remember
2019
Pittsburgh.
Dodgers, David Freese took 186 plate appearances, OPS 1002.
dude.
He's that
what
guy.
is Tyler Wade doing?
Yikes.
That was just a ridiculous play inside field.
Yikes.
Also,
I don't know
did
about
make
that
an
one.
All-Star game, a single All-Star game.
One.
Well, I'll be honest. I'm gonna guess it's 2012, and like whether he deserved it or not is your own opinion.
It
But
was
when
20.
you
No, he was pretty solid in 2012 too. I mean, you're talking 3.7 F4. That's
It wasn't undeserving.
it's not a bad year.
but
129
also
OPS
when you have a World Series like that, I think it, like he was gonna make the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't an undeserving All-Star game though.
No, very true, very true.
He had a good year. Like this, looking, just at his line, no one else. I'm like, I'm not mad that he was an All-Star. Like,
No, yeah, and
This
then when you
seems
know
fine.
that, like, yeah,
there's some guys. It's like, oh yeah, you're not really an All-Star, but you're an All-Star.
Yeah.
i.e. that
The-
entire
the-
Royals team.
Yeah, the Royals, the Cubs that one year they had like 7 All-Stars. Like Ben Zobrist was an All-Star,
Hey,
and I'm like,
hey,
go,
Hey, respect
go
Ben
You
fuck
zip it.
Zobrist.
yourself.
Respect Ben Zobrist.
I will not take Ben Zobrist slander on this stream.
We
The only
respect
person
Ben
that
Zobrist.
deserved it was Omar Infante. Let's be honest,
He's right. He's right.
right,
Of
Rudy?
course.
We do respect Ben Zobrist on this broadcast, though.
You know what? Speaking of
2016 Ben
do
Zobrist was
respect-
practically the exact same player as 2012 David Freese. So I don't want to hear it.
yeah, you know what?
Except he played 6 different
Yeah.
positions.
Yeah, well, one didn't get cheated on, so.
Okay, what?
That
What
story.
the hell?
That story is
Okay.
just so funny.
It's
don't.
I think it's
So
really
out of
sad.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, it's hilarious, man.
no, I don't join a like a alt-right church is like the moral of that story. I think
Also fair, but
that is why it's funny. I'm not saying that is.
Oh no, it's when
hilarious,
it's a
dude.
Cardinal, it's like, oh, we feel really bad for him, but when it's not a Cardinal, it's like, yeah, that's hilarious.
No, Scott,
This
Scott,
is the
if same
definition
thing
of
had
comedy.
happened- No,
Yeah.
if the same thing had happened and it was again alt-right mega pastor, would have been hilarious. Because you know what I would have said, Scott? I'm like, of course it's a Cardinal that got caught up in the evangelical alt-right pastor
Megachurches.
fiasco. I'm shocked that it wasn't one, to be honest. Like this so could have happened to Matt Adams, and I'd have been like, yeah, like I
no,
believe
the
it.
reason
Adams.
I feel bad for the
Big
dude
guy.
is because he played at least his Cubs career. I don't know about before that. Walking up to his wife's music all the time.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about that part. That is tough.
That's
That is
tough.
Yeah,
That's a little brutal.
yeah.
No,
Dude,
nobody
that-
in that stadium
that-
wanted to hear it except her when she was in attendance, and I don't know how frequent that happened.
Dude,
Probably
that's what
not.
always makes me. So I don't know about you guys, but like the Rays pride fiasco scenario. Which, to be clear, let's address this off rip. You're a goofball, corny moron if you don't want to wear a piece of clothing. Number 2, they have an alternate jersey that literally has rainbow colors on it, which is their Devil Ray alternates. So, for the more religiously inclined, you're wearing a shirt that says devil and has rainbows on it, but the rainbow Tampa Bay logo is too far. I did have a conversation with one of my friends, one of my Cardinals Twitter mutuals, Morgan, about like players on your team that you'd be worried about in that scenario, because Tommy Edman and Paul Goldschmidt both walk up to like hardcore Christian rock, and I'm like, your walk-up song makes me a little nervous if we were to deal with it.
We're not just about to sit here and speculate.
No,
who
I'm
is
not.
an ally and
saying.
who's not. That's not a segment we're gonna do.
No,
on air.
I'm not saying. It just you have those thoughts. It's concerning.
On a better note, though.
Also, it's Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
What, like,
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. On a much better note regarding that, the Giants and Dodgers, their whole the Pride Night they had with their on field
yeah, that was cool.
logo and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
was yesterday, and that was awesome.
Yeah, that was super.
That was
cool.
super
It
cool.
was really cool. Yeah, it was awesome. It was incredible to see, and like, it's funny because like Giants Twitter, like I'm sure, like you have your like bits and pieces in every community, but most of Giants Twitter was more excited than I've seen them about literally anything else. Like
Yeah,
the
especially
107 win team last year, forget about it. This was much more exciting for Giants Twitter.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say, Diego, I was like, that's the most excited I've seen Giants Twitter about anything related to the Dodgers. I think maybe ever.
No, yeah.
That
No,
might
yeah,
be
absolutely. My favorite moment, or one of my favorite moments of that, like the night, was the beginning of the game where it was I think it was the Giants and Dodgers, both the VP of whatever. They switched caps.
Yeah.
So they both had the pride caps
Yeah.
for the other team, and they just threw them on, and they took the photos and stuff. I'm like, that's cool. Like that's a good moment right there. Like I enjoyed it a lot. But yeah, it was really cool. And it's very hard to find those hats, in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, is it?
They
Yeah.
go.
I was
No,
gonna say,
I know. I was trying to find a tiger one for my sister, and it had literally could not find one for the life of me either.
I know last year when the Giants first did it, I was like, I really want this cap because I was gonna get one for me and my brother. And I'm like, I knew last year I was gonna get it last year because I'm like, this isn't my time to get it. This is for everyone else first.
Yeah,
I place
yeah.
to get
That's
it right
I think
now.
that's really important. That's
So
that's smart of you, Diego.
yes, so I'm like, I'm gonna give it a year, and then next year I'm gonna try again. And then as soon as they announced the restock, I was to it maybe 30 minutes late, gone.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the
Absolutely
issue, man.
Don't
like,
worry though, you'll be able to buy plenty of the absolutely atrocious hats they're gonna wear for the 4th of July. In case you were worried.
Oh, those
Oh,
are
wow,
so
yeah, so
disgusting.
I don't know
dude.
if
They're
Paul Lucas is
awful.
the OG source of that leak, but he tweeted them out, and good God, those things are ugly. Just ugly. Like, not even. And what's so, Rudy, you and I at least are, well, you with the Cubs at least, when it comes to any sort of pseudo-military / patriotism theme, the hats that they wear don't look horrible with the rest of the uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they line up a little bit color-wise.
Yes, because at least color-wise they match. They don't even get that this time.
No.
Like, it's still gonna look terrible.
Yeah. It is not good.
That's
I
tough.
am not excited whatsoever. Yeah, so Diego, talking about hats, any new the City Connect. The issue is that I would kill for a jersey of this Angels City Connect.
Not the hat. Not a
but-
big fan of the hats.
I don't hate the hats. I just well, actually, I don't know. I think earlier we were talking about how we've like working here and being able to interact with like baseball Twitter as a whole has made me more appreciative of like other fan bases. Like the concept of at least owning apparel of another team like 5 years ago was like insane to me. And now it's like grow up. Like I have a Will Clark Giants jersey because it's like Will Clark was a dog. Like
Dog.
he's a dog. He was.
And that
I mean,
dog in it.
he did play.
No,
with the
he was.
He got a cup of coffee with the Cardinals at the end of his career, but like still dog.
Dog.
And like if I could get an Angels City Connect, I really like I want an Ohtani jersey, but I want a City Connect, and they don't have. But I was saying if there's any hats on the horizon, because I don't
I'm
think
sure
that
they'll have one soon.
I don't think I've crossed the bridge of hats of a different baseball team. I think that's where I'm still.
Oh, really?
Hats
Cardinals
are
only.
I crossed that. Yeah, I was gonna say I crossed that bridge first. I've got an absolutely sick purple throwback Diamondbacks hat. Like,
I'm just a big hat guy. Like you guys all
So
know this.
that's a good point that you brought up, Rudy, though, because that's not their color scheme anymore and stuff. So like that to me is almost like a mulligan. Like to me, that's not
Is it more like
'cause it's-
retro or more retro
Yeah.
throwback rather than like this
Yeah.
is a thing of another team?
right.
Okay.
Which I guess would prevent me from getting any sort of Tigers hat ever.
I wear
day.
my
Wait, why?
my Detroit Tigers hat.
Because I'm
literally
saying
every
like
day.
for me, I'd give a mulligan for like. So I said Scott that like I'm willing to get like a jersey of like a Will Clark or like for the Tigers I'd like I don't know maybe what would I get?
Riley Green. What are we talking about?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, maybe like a Miguel Cabrera. Like I've tried. I think right now, like my shirts, I'm trying to get like former players, like legends of the team. But I
I
was,
mean, like, yeah, that's kind of tough for like you and I to do, but
Since I got this hat, I've literally I think worn it just about every day.
you could get a
I've been wearing
Jim
that.
Edmonds jersey, Scott. They might have that.
I would love Jim Edmonds apparel. Okay, just for
Well,
the
if-
record,
if you dress as Steve for Halloween, that might be what you have to rock is the Jim Edmonds jersey because that's the only shirt I think they'd get you to wear.
that's just absolutely disgusting.
What if I got you a Jim Edmonds Padres jersey? So you have two Padres, like the two of the most random Padres jerseys ever.
That would be my second Padres jersey now. Yeah, that's true. That's really weird. Okay, so just for fun, I looked up. Baseball Reference has a tool where we kind of messed with this like 3 weeks ago, I think. But there have been 9 players in the history of Major League Baseball that have played for the Detroit Tigers, St. Louis Cardinals, San Francisco Giants, and Chicago Cubs.
Ooh.
And there's only a 4-team limit on the tool, so I can't throw the Royals in there, but I can delete Cubs and then do Royals
Sure.
And then cross reference.
after and see if that's different. But for now, this is Tigers, Cubs, Cardinals, Giants.
Can you give me like
Well, here's the thing. I'm trying to find like
a name?
there. I mean, like the
Like there's certainly names, but they're real
It's-
people.
Right.
People
Like
that you know.
the only thing like they definitely played.
What's the highest career B WAR of anybody on this list?
Probably like
Highest. Let me
7.
check it out real quick. So the first one on the list, negative WAR, right off the
Sweet.
rip.
Good start.
Okay,
good.
right off rip, and he had a 9-year career, negative WAR.
Oh my god.
Even better. Even better.
Then two. This one's negative 1. He had a 9-year career as well. Goodness gravy.
Negative
Okay.
1 career war over 9
I
years.
actually remember him as a Tiger. So that's
That's good info, actually.
So that's 2, and they're both negative. Okay, here's an 11 WAR.
Okay.
Slowly approaching Ryan Howard territory. 15-year career.
It's got to be a pitcher. Right?
Did Brandon Marsh just get picked
was-
off first base?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry to interrupt.
No. That was actually a really poor
How dare you talk about the game that we're here to watch, Carson?
yeah.
base. That was really rough on his part, man. That was terrible reaction.
Marsh is having
time
a
on
rough
his-
inning.
I'm sure Pete Alonso just crushed his rib cage, falling on him like
Yeah.
that. Jesus Christ.
Okay, this guy led the league in runs in 1978. Believe it or not.
78.
As a Cardinal, that might help me. Is it a Cardinal?
No, as a Chicago Cub,
Oof.
and
Oh,
then
God.
so he was a Cub from. Well, let's just. I'm gonna go
No,
through
Alonso
the war
just like
thing first. I don't
slapped
want to keep
Marsh in the
having
face.
88
Doesn't it look
moments.
like?
Then we have.
I'm sure he did. Arrest him for war.
This guy was a 2-time All-Star, 18 career WAR.
Okay.
Okay.
Runner-up for Cy Young in 1959 for the Giants.
Juan
Fifth
Marsh.
for
Oh,
MVP.
No, I'm kidding. That's disrespect. That's disrespect to Juan.
What did you just say, sir?
I said I just named a Cy Young candidate for the.
Wait,
for the
why does
Giants
this
back in
say-
the day.
Batting.
That was the same era. Juan Marshall played in the 50s, didn't he?
I'm so confused
Yeah.
as to
Yeah,
why-
You're not. No, yeah, that's not. It's the
I don't
fact
know why
that you,
this dude's
I
under the
apologize. I took it back immediately.
batting
Don't worry.
thing. Oh, okay, never mind. There is literally 5 people on this list, not even 9.
okay.
The answer is there's 5 total people.
Oh, okay.
I was just it breaks it down into batters and pitchers, and because 3 of you guys, 3 of these teams are National League, then the pitchers have both. So it's literally 4 hitters and 1.
But you said the pitcher was the 2-time All-Star?
Yes. Well, there is 1 pitcher. I still have 1 guy to go. This 1 pitcher was a 2-time All-Star. He was an All-Star for the Cubs in '55 and the Giants in '59. In the Giants in '59, he was runner-up for Cy Young, led the league in ERA, was 5th for MVP
Jesus.
voting.
my
This
initial
is like
thought
he was
was
solid.
like Mike McCormick, but I don't know if he ever finished that high with anything. That's just a
And
name I know
then
from that team.
he was a Tiger in '62 and came out of our bullpen at that point and was had a 3.65 ERA. He was
Can
pretty
I
solid.
get
30
Scott? Can I
out
get
of
when
10.
he played for the Cardinals, the 2-time
Right,
All-Star?
I was getting
You
to
were
that.
good,
He
sorry.
was no, you're okay. He was unfortunately only a Cardinal for 11 games in 1963 and had a 9 ERA.
Okay, so that's like right before.
So it was
so he wasn't on the
Cubs-
World Series teams. Okay.
Cubs 55 and 56, an All-Star in one of those 2 seasons. Giants 59 to 61, Tigers 62, Cardinals 63. This is not someone that I
Short
ever
career.
would
And
have.
who did he
have-
play for?
Scott, I've got a name, but you're saying he only played in '63 because the Cardinals had a guy in like the mid '50s they traded to the Cubs that I have the name of in my head.
No, so this is his career. Okay, this is
I was
actually
gonna say,
pretty
who did he play
crazy.
for between Cubs and Giants?
Right. So he had ended up having a hell of a play by McNeil there. Goodness gracious, to end the inning.
I might be behind you. Oh, I'm just about to watch it right now. Yeah, God,
Great
you
play.
stink
Great
of
play.
future Cardinal. That's a great play.
Okay, so we have inning end here. So he was a rookie in. Oh, this is actually going to be a huge hint because he's kind of a. Okay, well, I'll save what he did in his early 20s for the end.
That's a great play.
In 51 and 52, he
I
played.
might have it. Scott, you might have gave it away with that. Because can I guess what the hint is?
Sure.
Was he in the Negro leagues?
Correct. Yeah, in 47 and 48, he
I
played
have it.
for the Cleveland Buckeyes.
I have it. I might have this.
and then he played for the Cleveland, currently Guardians, in 51 and 52. Then played in the Cleveland Guardians minor league system in 53 and 54 at 27 and 28 years old, by the way.
Nice.
And then at 29 in 1955 for the Chicago Cubs, he was an all-star and led the league in strikeouts with 198. Led the league in led the league in hit per nine, led the league in K per nine, also led the league in walks, and led the league in losses. So he was never going to get in the 50s like any type of actual awards because he had 20 losses because the 55
Jesus
Cubs I guess didn't have too many hitters on that team. But he had a 4.10 ERA and led the league in strikeouts that year. Oh my goodness, I totally screwed up, Carson. This is totally my fault.
So that's why I asked, because when you started to say that,
totally
I was like,
fair.
are you
so
sure?
what? I just had a dyslexia moment because it's a team that started with S for 7 straight years, and I just assumed it was all Giants.
Yeah.
He did, in fact, play for the Cardinals in 57 and 58.
And I will
and
say
then
that
went back to the Cardinals in 60.
could not. Also, I will give you this though. Your brain could have also, if you want another excuse to give, could have been a St. Louis Brown, I believe, still at that time. So,
sure.
your brain could have thought of that as well.
He led the league in strikeouts 3 times.
So I have the name then.
I found the name. I was never going to know it.
I think I also know
it's
who it
Sam
might be.
Jones, right?
Yeah, Sam Jones.
Correct,
I think I also know that name.
So that's one of 5 people in Major League Baseball history to play for all 4 of those teams.
Diego, I wish that you didn't know this. I didn't know it as well because I would have been.
And
I would have been excused because I got one. Because
we can try. You guys can try and get the
11 more
shortstop because like he had a decent career. But besides that, you're talking about 3 dudes who have 0 WAR or less. So like that's going to be really tough. But we can. The shortstop had a decent. He led the league in runs in 1978 for the Cubs.
I'm not rocking with the 78 Cubs knowledge. That is not.
Okay, so let me give you a career breakdown here. Dodgers from 74 to 76, Cubs from 77 to 81, Phillies from 82 to 84, Cardinals in 85, played 60 games for the Cardinals.
That might help me.
Yankees in 86, Giants for 10 plate appearances in 1987.
Nice.
And then the Tigers for 21 plate appearances in 1988.
I found out.
So he's the backup.
Career 77 OPS plus, 11.1 career WAR.
That's not bad.
Did retire with over 1,000 career
And
hits.
somehow was taking very regular plate appearances for the early 80s Phillies.
Right, which is actually wild. Yeah, he had a 623 OPS for the 82. Yeah, he was the everyday starter for all 3 years with the Phillies that were consistently winning 90 games or better.
Check out that 82 Phillies logo while you're at it, Scott. Click on the team page.
Oh, that's a dong. That's a homer, by the way.
Is that a bomba?
Yeah.
That got out. Man, the balls are alive again. I'll put it that way.
The balls are alive.
The balls are alive.
That ball went 376 feet. That is what we call a routine flyout
in Detroit.
In Detroit.
Potential. Presently sponsored by the site that may produce a little piece of cotton poly blend coming to you soon. I have 2 names. I have 2 names from the 85. I don't know. We could. Well, I don't know.
Well, I mean, because I have like the Go baseball, and I'm like, I don't know if it's cotton poly.
Yeah, I've got our black with the logo. I like that shirt a lot. Scott, I got 2 names.
I got 2 phones. One for the plug,
and
one for the love. I love you, man.
On the 85 Cardinals, that's peak running Redbirds. I got 2 names. And the names are Brian Harper and Ivan DeJesus are the only 2 I can think of that would fit the bill for those careers.
Yeah, it was Ivan DeJesus.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, I feel like of those 2 names, I feel like Ivan DeJesus may have been mentioned once by someone I was talking to. Once.
All right, I'm gonna pull up. Hold on, let me grab my. I'm gonna pull up Brian Harper real quick because I feel like I feel like Brian Harper.
Sandoval's
The other
first home run.
three, for the record,
Dan
the other
Ucla.
three
Excuse me.
players that have played for the Tigers, Cubs, Cardinals, and Giants. 5 players in baseball history. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So we have Ivan DeJesus, we have Sam Jones. Those are comfortably the 2 best. Then we have Dick Littlefield,
Nice.
Good name.
Good name. Good name.
who was born and raised and died in Detroit, Michigan. Detroiter through and through.
This is a Dick
Only
Littlefield
played
fan
for the-
club now.
Only played for the Tigers for 28 games, however, in his career. This is the definition of a journeyman. He played from 1950 to 1958, right? So in his 9-year career, he played for 1, 2, 3. He played for 9 teams in 9 years.
Nice.
That's tight. That's so tight.
And the craziest part is it gets even wilder when you realize that he played for Pittsburgh and Baltimore both 3 separate times in 9
Nice.
years, and still managed to rack up 9 total teams
And-
played. This is actually
and by the way,
fascinating.
That's awesome.
By the way,
man.
this is all before free agency.
Yeah,
Correct.
So
This
he
is-
had. So he had.
Oh,
to get
I'm going to his
tra-
transaction page right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, there you
Oh
go.
goodness,
What's
this is
his
going to
name?
be electric. Dick Littlefield.
How could you forget?
So real quick.
Here it is.
I will
Here it
say
is.
my other guest, the Brian Harper guest, he did have 12.3 career WAR. So Scott's
Okay.
gassed about this. The microphone was shaking next to Scott's mouth for this transaction.
Dude, no, this
page.
is crazy.
I
This is
am
crazy.
gassed. All right, hit it
Okay.
with us, man. Hit us with it.
Oh, this
So
is a
here's
great.
his
This is
here's
great.
his
I also love it.
transaction page. Okay, 1946, he's signed by the Boston Red Sox.
Boo.
Goes through the minors. He is then traded from the Boston Red Sox to the Chicago White Sox in 1950. In 1951, he is traded from the White Sox to the St. Louis Browns. In 52, he's traded from the Browns to the Tigers. In 52, 6 months later, he's traded from the Tigers
day.
back to the Browns.
6 months to the day.
Bill Veeck, what a guy.
He is literally traded from the Browns to the Tigers in February of 52, and then in August of 52, traded back to the Browns from the Tigers.
That's ridiculous.
And one of the players involved in this trade was Bud Black, who would end up, so that's fascinating. Then in 54, he is traded from the Orioles to the Pirates. In 56, he is
Traded
traded
for
from
the
the
Orioles.
Pirates to the Cardinals. Then 2 months later, a month later, in
within a month.
56, he is traded from the Cardinals to the Giants in like a 9-player trade.
Anyone of note in that trade catching your eye?
No, not even a little bit.
Cool.
Then,
Glad we did that, Diego.
Cash catches my eye a
56.
little bit.
yeah, a lot of cash, yeah.
Oh, here we go. This is
Then in
the
56, he is traded by the New York Giants because it ended up being it was weird. The Giants with $30K to the Brooklyn Dodgers for Jackie Robinson. This dude is a
I already used our one, but I'm gonna use it again. Are you fucking kidding
This
me?
He was
got
traded for
traded
Jackie
for
Robinson.
Jackie
Littlefield
and
is a
cash.
legend.
And cash.
Yep.
Legend.
but
This is we just discovered this guy literally this is wild.
This
Traded
is like
by
Indiana
the New
Jones.
York Giants with $30K to the Brooklyn Dodgers for Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson then refused to
Yes.
report
Smart.
to the new team, and the trade was voided on December 13th.
So this
of that.
is
Same
this is
day.
December 1956. The last season Jackie Robinson played in Major League Baseball was 1956. He was 37 years old. So I'm guessing he
He
was just like,
retired.
no,
So it
I'm
was either
retired.
go play for the Giants or retire, and he said, "I will retire."
If it's not with the bums, I'm not playing. That's what he
And
said.
then,
Straight up.
okay, then we go to 57. They were really keen on trade this
40
guy,
months later. Yeah.
and the Giants then trade him to the Cubs, and then he was cut after that season by the Cubs, and the Milwaukee Braves, or waived, I guess. The Milwaukee Braves purchased his contract in
Here we
'58.
go.
So.
Oh, okay.
This is unreal, dude. He was
That's
a 2-war
insane.
player. He
but was
had,
traded for Jackie Robinson.
He had a
Trade those
4.7 ERA.
Again, and Cash.
No,
like,
no.
that part is the insane part
him
to
and
me.
Cash for Jackie.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Like, they had to
Him
pay.
plus their- right.
Like, oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's awesome. This dude's a legend.
Dick
Dick Littlefield forever. He was a
Dick
lefty.
Littlefield
He was a
forever.
lefty pitcher. Detroit legend, born, raised, passed away,
You
lived
gotta
his
get
whole
Dick
life here.
Littlefield jerseys.
Custom jerseys, Dick Littlefield, in all of our respective ball clubs. It's the only way. It's the only way.
Which one of his 11 jersey numbers he wore in his career would you like to put on your jersey?
Oh yes. Do I get?
Okay, so here are our
I get
choices. We have
30.
Yeah.
he wore 34 for the Red Sox, 39 for the White Sox, 38 for the Tigers, 38 for the Browns, 18 for the Browns, 18 for the Orioles, 27 for the Pirates, 45 for the Cardinals,
Whoa.
30 for the Giants, 34 for the Cubs, and 25
Wait
for
a
the
minute. Wait just a minute. What year was he on the Cardinals again? Scott?
he was a Cardinal for 3 games in 1956.
In 1956. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to make sure I got that right because when did you are shitting me? Language. Sorry. Wait. Never mind. For a brief moment, I thought he was the last guy to wear 45 before Bob Gibson, which would have been outrageous. But
This guy is just a legend.
But
through and
actually-
through, man.
actually,
Dick
hold on.
Littlefield.
Absolutely.
if let me look at the I'm gonna look at the 19. Wait, yeah, Scott. So you said he was on the Cardinals in what year again? So sorry.
He played for them for 3 games in 1956.
In 1956. Okay, I'm gonna look at the 57 and 58 Cardinals because that's a high enough number where he might have been. Not only was he almost traded.
Dude,
He was
so I just clicked on 45 and I can just search all Cardinals that are.
There
he
you
was
go, yeah,
he was
yeah.
with the Cardinals for under a month in 56 for like just a bit under a month and played 3 games in that month. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, he was not. He wasn't great. Hey, 2 WAR. Okay, 45, right?
Yeah.
No, unfortunately,
Oh.
from 50. Oh yeah, there's like a few. So Bob Gibson wore 45
In
starting
60
in
was his rookie year, right?
1960.
Yeah.
Littlefield wore it in 56. Then Bob Smith wore it in 57. Vaughn McDaniel wore it in 58.
Okay.
Bill Wright also wore it in 58. And then Dean Stone is the last person, 1959.
There was a brief moment there because I couldn't remember when Bob Gibson first got his cup of coffee where I was like, is it possible that not only was he almost traded for Jackie, but that he was the last guy to wear 45 for Gibson? Because that would have been a crazy legacy to have.
Gibson also
Yes,
wore
it
58
absolutely
and
would.
31 before he wore 45.
Yeah. Dick
Art-
Littlefield also.
Okay, so
The
there
Cardinals
are
in
still
57?
2 people left that have played for all of our teams.
Oh
by the
yeah,
way.
that's
that
not-
guy.
that's
matter
one of
anymore.
them.
Littlefield
Okay,
stay on
I'm-
account
I'm-
though.
I
That's-
I'm on the
that's
edge of my
the
seat
legend.
for the
Did
other
he
2.
die? The Cardinals had a. Sorry, I was just looking at the 57 Cardinals real quick. The guy that was the GM for the Cardinals. He like resigned after they had like a pretty decent season, and he went to where'd he go after this? Did he die?
Just croaked.
50. Oh no, he moved to Cleveland to be their
Caked,
GM,
if you will.
which
Caked.
interesting. Caked indeed. Which shout out John Principe. That's interesting. I can't fathom like John Mozeliak like quitting at the end of the year to be like, yeah, I want to go be the Guardians GM. That's crazy. Maybe I don't know 50s Cleveland like I'm supposed to, but I can't fathom that.
Are you supposed to?
That's kind of what I'm getting at here. I don't think I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
So, we'll now get into the negative WAR players. There's 2 career negative WAR players that played for all 4 of those teams. There is this guy's name is straight up Jose Batista.
Catcher?
There is no, he's a pitcher. There is no relation, apparently, according to Baseball Reference. He played for the Baltimore Orioles, from 88 to 91. Did not play. Oh, he was in the. Oh, that's actually super funny. That is hilarious. Did not play in the majors in 92 because he was in the Royals minor league system. Never played a major league game for the Royals.
Nice.
So he might be.
But this guy, this is
one.
it. This is the only dude in major league history to play for all 5 teams
All
on this
5
stream.
organizations.
Jose Batista, the king.
We are a Jose
Shout
Batista stan account, but
Absolutely
specifically that
ridiculous
one.
field.
So he played 4 years for the Orioles, 88 to 91, then 92, at age 27, all of the minors for the Royals. Then played for the Cubs from 93 to 94, the Giants from 95 to 96, and then the Tigers, and he signed with the Tigers that offseason, and we traded him to St. Louis. I would love to see this trade.
No,
Yeah,
you
who we
just
give
released
up,
him.
Scott?
Just released
Oh,
him.
that's lame. He
He was
wasn't
never.
traded.
He was never traded. He was just released and signed.
Yeah, he was just straight up cut. He had a 6.69 ERA in
Nice.
21 appearances out of our bullpen, and we just said, "See ya, dude," and cut him. And then the Cardinals signed him, where he had 11 appearances and had a 6.57 ERA.
Hey,
An
hey,
improvement.
that's an improvement indeed.
Yeah, this. He had a career negative 0.2 BWAR, a 4.62 ERA.
He had 3.36 ERA in San Francisco.
So you know what's really funny about this is that this now gives me 2 knockoff versions of the mid 2010s Blue Jays names that I really love, because we now have a knockoff Jose Bautista. Scott, I'm terribly sorry. But in 2006, the Cardinals had like a 5th outfielder named Edwin Encarnacion.
Yes, correct. They did.
So I'm like adding to my Rolodex of like knockoff 2015 Blue Jays that I adore. So this is
Nice.
there's some positivity to come out of this.
So let's go to
There's one
last
more,
guy.
right? Yeah.
Last guy to play for those 4 teams is
We know Dick
Doug Creek.
Also a
What
good
are-
name.
Bro, what are these elite names? Like, our
So,
organization's
Doug
got a knack
Creek-
for it, man.
Was drafted by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 7th round of the 1991 MLB draft out of the Georgia Institute of Technology.
That's Georgia Tech.
Smart man.
And
Yes.
he looks it. So
Absolutely,
Doug
yeah.
Creek,
Shout out Doug, man.
negative 1.1 career WAR in 9 years, and in 9 years played for 7 different teams. And okay, so Cardinals for he was drafted by them and then played 6 games. He had 6 appearances out of the bullpen of 0 ERA ball, and the Cardinals still said, "Get out of here," and he never played for them again. Okay.
Wow. What year was that?
yeah.
His rookie year?
He was traded, actually, from the Cardinals to the Giants in 1995. The Cardinals trade him with Rich DeLucia
I've heard the
and
name.
Alan Watson
Was not good for the Giants.
to the Giants for a player to be named later, and Royce Clayton, who was actually like a pretty all-star in the 90s, like a pretty solid. Royce Clayton was kind of a baller.
Dog.
So more career WAR than Ryan Howard. So not a very good
Not hard to
trade
do. Yeah.
for the San Francisco Giants there.
No.
Not a great move.
I like it personally.
So then he goes to the Giants and has a 6.5 and 6.75 ERA in 2 seasons with the Giants.
Bad.
He's then given the axe, goes to Chicago, has 3 appearances for the Cubs of 10.5 ERA ball, is axed from them. Goes to the Rays, and this is the early
You
2000s.
missed one. He was in Japan. He was purchased by the Hanshin Tigers from the White Sox. In
The Hanshin Tigers? That's my team.
From the White Sox. I
Yeah.
have Cubs.
Yeah, and then he came back in '99 and signed with the Cubs.
Oh, okay. Oh,
He
yeah.
went-
I don't
he
have
went to
anything under
Japan.
98. I guess I don't have his. Like whatever that other page is where you can see like out of not Major League Baseball stuff.
Yeah.
That's super cool though that he just did that
Yeah.
mid-career and then came back. The Rays then He was actually kind of like okay for the. I mean, he had 45 appearances out of the bullpen in 2000 for a really. I mean, that's a really bad Rays team, right? Like
Is that the Manny Ramirez? No,
in 2000.
not in 2000.
No,
my bad. I'm tweaking. No, not Manny Ramirez. I crossed it up. I thought of two things at once. The movie Rookie. The movie.
That would have been the Fred
Yeah, I was gonna
McGriff
say
Rays.
Crime
If
Dog
that's what you were
Rays.
talking about.
God, such a dope nickname. No, the guy that had the movie about him, the teacher in Texas that pitched for the Rays at like 35, 36. You know what I'm talking about?
The rookie.
Was that? Yeah. Was that
Rookie.
the 2000 Rays? Was that him?
That was like
I have
2002,
absolutely no
wasn't it?
clue.
Let's look it up. This is Googleable.
Does
Yeah, sorry. Both you boys got B-ref up. That's why I'm.
Oh yeah,
Offering it
I
up.
suppose that's something I could have done too.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Dude, Travis Hafner was on this team. Oh, that's not Travis Hafner. That's Travis Harper. Okay.
Hmm.
I was like, there's no way.
does BREF not show guys' nicknames?
Do they not?
Do they not?
used
What do you
to.
mean? It's in the more. Drop down more info. It should
I'm
show
looking
up.
at more. Oh yeah, there it is. I don't know why I didn't see it.
I'd be so upset.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too, man. Crime
I
Dog is
use-
one of the
Crime Dog's
best.
a good
One
one.
of the best nicknames.
For my money, that's the greatest nickname of all time.
I use BREF nicknames like once every couple weeks for
Y'all,
for
do y'all
Wednesday.
have off rip your favorite nickname of a guy either currently or former on your team?
I mean, Jock Peterson's got a nickname.
All
that-
right. Are you gonna say it or are you gonna?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know if any of you guys know it off rip.
I do not.
I feel like I ought to.
I'm sure. I feel like Rudy might know
Oh,
it.
Jocktober.
Well, no, that's not the one I was talking about.
Shoot, he's played for two teams one that I follow, one that I semi-follow, and I don't know if I could tell you.
It's another word that rhymes with jock. It's preceded by the word big.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it. Scott, do you current or former Tiger with a?
I don't know. I mean, like there were some fun nicknames in. I guess like the biggest one that comes to mind for like my lifetime was Jose Valverde. Was Papa Grande.
That's not bad. I like that.
Yeah, which was like sick, and then all the like actual Spanish speakers were like, if you don't say that with the right dialect, you could just be saying like big potato, and we were like, that's kind of cool too, honestly. So like whatever. But,
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Rudy, what
but
about
yeah,
you?
Papa Grande is probably.
I mean, Javi's the obvious one. Like that's if you say Cubs nickname, that's the one that comes to mind.
No, I mean like a shortening a name. I'm talking like a
El
nickname.
Mago.
Yeah. I mean El
Oh,
Mago.
okay.
The magician.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Sure, that's a solid one.
You thought he just meant Javi?
For a brief moment, I did, and I was like, he has a much better nickname that you're not mentioning right now.
I'm trying to think of other ones that's not big cock jock.
Unfortunately, the only magic he's pulled this year has been his
hands.
inability to not swing at sliders low and away. It's actually
That's-
Hey, are you slandering
he's
a season in which he had his first career 3-walk game?
He did on Saturday have his first career major
So,
league.
That's
My-
insane.
For my money, the best Cardinals nickname, at least like recently for me, was when we had.
Oh, what am I missed an obvious one.
We had.
Is it the worst Molina brother? I think that's my
Well,
favorite.
first of all, that's not a nickname and a false statement, but
No, it's a true statement, but
that's a
not.
false statement. It's a
Is this a
false
home run?
statement. It's not. It's a foul ball.
No, it's not, right?
It appeared to me to be a foul ball. Off
It
the
Yeah, I
was
think
very
that's a
clearly
foul.
a foul ball.
Buck is just giving his geriatric, who knows what. Is Stone Buddha from Sung Hwan Oh, who came over from the KBO. His nickname was Stone Buddha, and I rocked with that. I think if you want to have a truly elite closer, they have to have a nickname.
That's
Oh,
fair.
you know what?
I-
You know what? That you're reminding me of a good one. Wade Davis. They called him Cyborg. That was pretty sick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No,
if you're
I missed such an obvious one for the Giants. A couple, like the Freak, Tim Lincecum,
Oh,
obviously.
man. Missed that,
And
man.
then-
D-
What? Carson.
I'm sorry. I'll say my Tim Lincecum nickname always gets put in a blender because I love that ESPN commercial where he's setting
Big
his
time
voicemail.
Timmy
Yeah.
Big time Timmy Jim.
This is Big Slim Timmy Jim. God, man.
No, it's funny because
No.
everyone called him all of those nicknames after that commercial.
All right.
Yeah, so
big
every-
time Timmy Jim is goated.
Yeah, that's what I'm
also
saying.
goated.
Like every time I think of Tim Lincecum, I'm like, oh, you mean Big Time
Big
Timmy
time
Jim?
Timmy Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
but also relevant
He can't
today,
come to the
especially-
phone
By
right
the
now.
way,
Yeah.
by the way, I've got the Baseball Reference master list of player nicknames pulled up, so I'm just gonna spout these as I come across.
Like, can I get mine?
Oh,
off?
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But
of
I'm
course,
just
yeah,
saying,
of course.
so you
Another
guys know,
one-
these are coming at you.
Okay.
He's ready. I got one in the
Fantastic.
chamber too, Rudy. Don't worry.
Well, just because it's relevant today, because it's the 10-year anniversary of his perfect game, Matt the Workhorse Kane.
All right.
All right. That's a little old school, but I rock with it. I will say
I like
before Rudy runs down the list, as I mentioned the ESPN commercial,
Big time Timmy Jim.
the machine for Albert Pujols was, I think,
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
very
that's classic.
during peak. Scott, respect yourself. During peak, Albert Pujols was
Just
very fitting because that ESPN commercial was.
He
Really
had a
good.
great commercial. Yeah, that was
I'm
a very
not
good
yourself.
commercial.
I'm not a machine, guys. I'm Albert.
Um,
And then the
I-
the printer.
where does,
Why
like-
didn't you eliminate them, Albert? Shut
yeah,
up.
that's a good one. I feel like we're just like talking more in general. Like Matt Harvey's nickname has got to be up there.
Oh
for,
my
like,
God, it was
top
such a hard
10,
nickname, dude.
top 10 all
Dark
time.
Knight
top
was so
20.
good,
man.
Like Dark Knight is a goated nickname.
And
So
while we're talking about former Mets starting pitchers, Thor for
Thor.
Mr. Syndergaard was, I think, very fitting.
Current Angel. There you go.
Yeah.
This dude.
I will say
This
is
dude, Harry Agonis, cup of coffee with the Red Sox in 54-55. His nickname, the Golden Greek.
oh my
That's
God.
hard.
That's so
I'm sure-
good.
I'm
that
sure
reminds
Jo-
me of another one I saw today of some guy who plays for Texas. They call him the Hispanic Titanic.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And I
Who
was like-
is that? Who is that?
I don't remember. I
Pull it
don't
up.
remember. I saw a clip. I'll find it.
Google, Diego, please Google Hispanic Titanic right now.
It comes up.
Just for the record, to finish off this Doug
Ivan
Freak feller.
Melendez.
Oh, yes.
It's just like it's still up on my computer and I have OCD. So Cardinals 95, Giants 96, 97, Cubs 99. The Rays then after that, and that's where we got sidetracked into the crime dog. But he was actually he wasn't ever good with really anyone, but he wasn't bad with he spent 2.5 seasons with the Rays. And in 45 appearances in 2000, he had a 4.6 ERA out of the pen as a lefty. And then
That's solid,
in 2001, he had a 4.3 ERA in 66 games out of the pen for the Rays. It's not terrible. The
it's not
whip
bad
was
at all.
around 1.5 for those. So not on what the. Wait a minute. He has strikeout numbers though. What is this?
Well,
This
yeah,
guy's-
He's a lefty.
I guess it's too early to go Rays cheating lab, but for a
7K
moment I'm like,
per
if it's a Ray, I'm like, what's the K per 9? If it's a 10,
Also,
if it's-
Carson, the Jim
Get
Morrison, you were right. It was 99 2000.
He had an 11K per 9.
wow,
Wow.
back
Oh,
then that's
this
like
is
having
the
a
problem.
20K per 9.
No, this is the problem. These are maybe the highest walk numbers I've ever seen in my life. This is remarkable. This dude's fat. This dude's a
Real quick on the
movie.
broadcast, we just saw
Career-
Mike Trout as Lady Gaga, which that was
Oh,
a rather accurate. I will say it's a pretty accurate depiction, of Mike Trout. So a big brief shout out there.
Apparently,
The,
one of Cap Anson's nicknames was the Marshalltown Infant.
Okay, that just
Some of the
seems
ones
aggressive.
on B-Ref
The-
are just whack, dude. They're so funny.
So Doug Creek's
Oh, he's back.
career
Sorry, Scott. He's back as Lady Gaga. If you want to look, I know you're ahead. of all
career.
of us,
Oh,
but-
I saw it.
Oh,
His
okay, good.
career K per 9 was 9.1. His career K per 9 was 9.1 out of the bullpen as a
That's
lefty.
solid. Yeah,
Solid.
That's good.
His
Especially back then,
career-
yeah.
Especially in the late 90s, early 2000s. His career walk per 9 was 6.2.
That is up there.
Yikes.
And
Woo!
in 2001, his best year of his career was 2001, where for the Rays he had 66 appearances out of the pen, a 4.3 ERA. He had a 9.5 K per 9
All
and
right.
a 7 walk per 9.
That's
Yeah.
nuts.
7.
What was his left on base
the
percentage?
lowest?
Can you find his left on base percentage from that year?
I'm let me see.
It's like 0. It's like they all scored.
No, it's his best season of his career, and he walked 7 guys per 9. It's got to be like 95%.
That's
Yeah,
absurd.
that's the remarkable part is in 2000 he had a 4.6 ERA, the second best year of his career. Almost an 11 K per 9 with a 6 walk per 9.
Okay.
I will say, while we're talking about good nicknames with Lindor at the bat, Mr. Smiles is a pretty solid nickname as well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he that man comes by honestly. Francisco Lindor, for my money, he's got the best smile in maybe professional sports.
Yeah, it's up there.
I would not bet against that, honestly.
Francisco Lindor, DM me. No.
Let's see. We've got Luke Appling, Hall of Famer. Played for the White Sox for a long time from 1930 to 50.
I remember. Yeah.
One of his listed nicknames is Old Aches and Pains.
That's
Nice.
funny.
There you go.
So here we go. Doug Creek, if according to Fangraphs, had exactly 0 WAR.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay. The
Good
most
for you.
neutral player.
Wait, no,
Oh
it's
wait,
negative
no,
2.2.
No, I totally lied. I was
Oh my
looking at
God, Scott.
offense only, and I was like, this can't be right. No, it's actually worse. It's negative
Sandoval,
2.2.
dude. Oh my goodness. Paint in the corner.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has like a 4-something K per 9 this year, and he's just kind of.
I mean, I like Pablo Sandoval. Hey, Scott, you know how I am, man.
Pablo?
Apparently,
Pablo Sandoval. Is that what
The
you just
Panda?
said?
Kung Fu Panda? We're talking
Look
about
who's-
nicknames?
That's what
why?
The brain
How does he
got
come up
it.
every
What a
week?
great name.
Every week.
Look who's on my
Every
TV.
week, I
Run the
have to
clip.
hear that
Run the
name.
clip. Run the clip.
Tell me.
We don't have it on
We're on
Skype.
Skype,
of,
dude. That's not
All right,
like a
fine. I'll do the clip right now.
No,
Pretend
no,
I'm
no.
Scott. Look who's on my TV right now. Look
No,
who's
no,
on my
you're done.
TV.
I don't think I said right
You
now.
did not say right now.
Oh,
I'll reenact my
I was
part.
like, I don't
Don't
think I
worry.
said right
I'll
now.
reenact my part, don't worry.
Yeah, Diego just did it.
I was
before
just
my time. My
aggressively
apologies.
doing.
Before my time.
That's all. I was just aggressively doing.
Boo! Boo! That part I
Best
do.
part is
Because
still
Rudy
Jim's laugh.
weirdly has like a Philadelphia accent for the boo. It's like boo, boo.
Oh,
and like
dude, Jim's laugh is forever the best part.
Shout out, Jim.
Shout out, Jim.
shout out our sound mixer,
So-
Jim. I'm keeping that joke forever, man.
Supposedly,
Dog, I don't know if I can find the lob percentage, unfortunately.
oh, I think I found it. It's like
might not have
74%
it.
or something.
No,
Oh.
That's pretty solid.
Scott, what I was gonna say though is like, come on, man. There's a Cardinals fan on stream. I do not care about strikeouts or FIP for starting
Care
pitching.
about quality starts.
He's a reliever.
I care about complete game shutouts. That's what I care about.
Wins, losses.
So apparently,
No, I don't care. No, I
He
just mean,
started
like, I don't
3
take.
games in his career. We need to and they were all with the Giants. We need to figure out how these went.
No, Diego,
I'm doing a deep dive into how
no,
his
Diego,
3
as
career started.
for a starting pitcher, I do take FIP into
1997.
consideration, but like, I do also take into account of how good your team's defense is. That's a big thing when I look at FIP as well, because if you have like Dakota Hudson's a great example. Like Buddy has a 3.3 ERA on the year, but like it's a fraud ERA, but like that's what's happening. So,
Okay, so he started 3 games in his Major League Baseball career. Doug Creek did. And they were all with the Giants
in 97.
in '97. On July 3rd, he pitched against the Oakland Athletics.
all right.
The Giants won 6-4. He went 6 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, 5 walks, 7 Ks.
How many earned?
They were
Probably
all
all of
4
them.
earned.
Yeah.
what?
But so yeah, 6
You have to win.
2/3,
Got
That's
to
an
4
Ed-
hits.
That's like an Edwin
4 hits.
Jackson start.
4 hits, 5 walks, 7 Ks, 4 runs. Fascinating start.
Like I don't know how I would feel about that as a fan. I'd
In
be
his
like,
4
yeah,
hits, one
Won
was
the
a
game.
homer, one was a double, the other 2 were singles.
all right.
Okay.
And then, like I said, 5 walks and 7 Ks with the rest of those numbers. This is just a fascinating human being. Then on July 13th, he gets another spot start. Actually, that might have been All-Star break. He might have been just in the rotation. He went 1 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of them earned, 2 walks and a strikeout. That appears to be a really bad defensive performance. And if I can get a pitch count, that would be awesome.
Oh, Scott, it's gonna be like
nope.
140 for the first
So
start at least.
here's the thing. So the first start was straight up 120 pitches. Yes. 120 pitches thrown. There is no
Chad-
how many pitches thrown.
Chad
available.
pitch count IMO.
There is no
It is-
there is
it
no
is Diego,
pitch
don't
count
lie.
available for the second
right.
start. And then the third start, this one is my favorite personally.
No
It's
hitter.
gonna be like five.
Please be a
5
no hitter.
innings, 7
This
walks.
is July 26th against the
Alright.
Pittsburgh Pirates. The Giants lost this one they lost this game 3-10. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 7 walks,
5
and 6 strikeouts.
I guessed that right. 5 innings, 7 walks.
2 doubles. Those were the only 2 extra base hits. So 2 of the 4 hits were doubles. The other 2 were singles. 4 earned runs, 7 walks, and 6 strikeouts. He threw 110 pitches.
Woo!
So if he didn't walk every other batter, he'd actually would have been like pretty solid.
Correct. Yeah, this dude was addicted to walking people.
Just
Dakota
drunk,
Hudson?
man.
So there you go. There are the 5 players who ever. Now we have to switch out Cubs for Royals and see how much it
Scott,
changes.
I want you to know I
Chad
haven't even
Dick
started
Wilson.
reading nicknames off this nickname list, and I also haven't gotten past the letter B.
Man.
Yeah, I would imagine. And-
Speaking letter B nicknames that are pretty good. Josh Donaldson, Bringer of Rain.
Josh Donaldson.
Yeah, but
Don't-
I
by
don't
the
really.
way,
Josh.
I don't really
Josh,
feel
don't let me
like,
open my mouth. Donaldson.
yeah.
That's actually his best nickname.
So-
is don't let me open my
so
mouth.
supposedly,
Josh Scumbag no.
supposedly Bronson Arroyo had 6 nicknames.
Good. I wanna know all of
Terrible, garbage, overrated.
hey,
One of
hey,
them,
hey.
one of them was Saturn Nuts.
them.
What?
Yeah.
dude?
Because his nuts have rings.
There are 0 players in
That's
Major
the-
League Baseball
Diego,
history.
name something else about Saturn. Like, unless I'm bugging.
Saturn's the
If
biggest
that
planet
is-
solar system.
if that is
Because it's
genuinely-
from the rings.
All right. Anyway, Pedro Baez, reliever
There are-
currently with the Astros, supposedly is nicknamed the Human Rain Delay.
That's
I like
so
that.
Good.
That is a fire
That's
nickname.
hilarious.
That is a
Incredible.
banger nickname,
Rock-
dude.
The human rain delay.
Rocco Baldelli, who I believe is still managing the Twins right now.
I
Correct
think
me if
so.
I'm wrong.
Yes, he is.
I think you're right.
Nick-
Yeah, they wouldn't have fired him.
Nickname Woundsocket Rocket.
Oh, hard.
So,
For the record, there are 0 players in Major League Baseball history who have ever played for the Tigers, Royals, Giants, and Cardinals in their
Nice.
career.
Um,
0.
Is there
Big little
anyone?
foot, though.
Is there anyone like close? Like, is there a guy that we
yeah,
could
the guy.
like active? right now?
It doesn't bring up close on the
well,
thing,
the
unfortunately.
No, I
closest
know,
we've
I'm-
got
I'm
is,
asking-
what was it? Jose
Nick
Batista
Littlefield.
I mean,
that was in the
yeah.
Royals minor
yeah,
league system?
No, I
it-
meant no. I mean, like, is there a guy active that could check that off?
that's got like 3 of the 4 or something like that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Does Jamer Candelario technically?
Cubs.
He's at.
Jamer
Cubs,
Candelario's only
Tigers.
played Major League games.
Well, only
he
major,
No,
yes.
he cracked the majors with the Cubs before the trade.
No, he did. Yeah. Cubs,
Oh, okay.
Tigers.
Oh, yeah.
I could see Jamer Candelario maybe being all of us at some point.
Maybe.
It feels
I mean,
plausible.
if he keeps hitting like this, you guys can
I
have
don't know
him,
if
yeah.
there's anyone that's got more than 2. If we're talking current.
So I'm gonna do Tigers, Royals, Giants right now.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? I think it's easier if we do Tigers, Giants.
We've done Tigers Giants cards before.
Oh yeah, we have, and there are no active. So yeah,
Yeah.
let's do Tigers, Royals, Giants, and
Yeah.
just see if there's anyone that's like the Cardinals away, because they'll pick
Right.
up any old person at the end of their career.
That's first of all not true, but go on.
Very true.
It's not true. Go on.
Wow, there are some names. There's no active, unfortunately.
Oh,
There are some names on this list though. Nefi Perez.
Good
Okay.
name.
This is
name-
Tigers,
that does-
Royals,
name
Giants.
rings a bell.
This is Tigers, Royals, Giants.
'Cause you gotta-
Nefi Perez was a Tiger in 2000. He was on the 06 team, but not like established. And then he was on the 07 team. Wonder if I can find his splits. I
Let's
definitely
see.
can. I'm on BREF. He was crushing the ball and then got popped for steroids like 4 times. Like straight up
4
times.
times.
For occasions.
Like, dude, you're
Learn.
done. He was like,
God,
Learn
okay.
to quit, man.
Learn how to hide your steroids better.
let
Bro,
me
yeah,
see.
yeah, dude. Take it from Pujols, man.
Perez.
Learn how to hide your PAGs.
yeah.
Steroids.
Allegedly,
And
alleged,
your-
not
and your
confirmed.
age.
Oh, Rudy, there's no hiding that anymore. That ended. The hiding the age ended about 8 years ago, I think.
Okay, so here's some more nickname highlights while I got a second. Bert Blyleven, the Flying Dutchman.
Yes, dude.
Yes,
Bert
classic.
Blyleven. First of all,
Classic.
what's hilarious about Blyleven is like his name is so fire already that he doesn't even need a nickname. But the fact
And
that he has
he's
a
got
fire
no label.
nickname on top of
Yeah.
it is just like, come on, bro.
Lance Berkman, Big Puma, or Fat Elvis.
Big Puma.
Or Fat Elvis.
Big Pooh.
That
I
Elvis
like them
sucks.
both, man. I like them both. That new Elvis movie looks. I'm gonna go out on a
It
limb and
looks
say.
really good.
Oh,
Don.
I think
you
it
know
looks
what?
really good.
I'll take your optimism then because I
think
did
it
see.
looks good.
I respect your movie takes because I went and saw Everything Everywhere. I went on a
Oh,
date on
so
Tuesday.
good.
I did. I
Oh.
went on a date and watched that, bro. That movie was so good. So
It's incredible.
Diego, I already heard it was good, but I just want to say, if you guys,
Haven't
This
seen
one-
anything
follow
anywhere
Diego
all
on
at
Twitter
once.
regardless. But I guess if you want some like decent cinema takes, just shoot Diego a
Shoot me a
DM, and I'm
DM.
sure.
Hey, guess who is on this list of Tigers, Royals, Giants? Bob Melvin.
Yeah.
Real?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Bob Melvin was I mean, like the Tigers, like literally top 3 pick. I think we took him. I'm literally on BREF. Tigers first round, second overall pick in 1981.
To be the manager or?
Yes.
And he played 1 year for the Tigers and was bad. And we were like, all right, the Giants can have him.
I think
And
he
then
was, like-
he
He wasn't great. I think he was half decent defensively for us, if I remember correctly.
he never played more than 92 games for any team in his 10-year career.
He played 93 for Baltimore in 90.
Okay, he never played more than 93 games in his
Get
10-year
wrecked,
career.
dude. Get wrecked.
Um,
Walker Bueller is nicknamed Butane. That's awesome.
That's
Yeah.
heat. We need to make that more
Yeah.
mainstream.
That
is
we do.
sick.
Well, I mean, once that brother gets back from the IL, man, it sucks he's on the IL. I love watching him
Did he
pitch.
have a
As
start
much as
2 days ago?
yeah, he's on the IL though.
Oh, did not know that. I knew he got blown
He-
up in the start.
He got added either today or yesterday, but it was
That was-
after because he got blown up in the start, and they were like, you've been
Dude,
like not as
what?
good as normal.
I
What's
don't know
up,
how I
bro?"
didn't know
And
some of
then
these.
they were like,
Stop.
Fun fact:
Go ahead. Sorry.
he's out 6 to 8 weeks. That's not breaking news though. It's not why you watch us. You watch for dumb shit like what Rudy's about to say. What's his nickname? Scott who?
Scott Barlow, current reliever for the Royals, apparently is nicknamed Scoots Magoots.
That's so
See,
good.
I think-
And
I think
Dude,
Scott
look
Barlow
at
could have a nickname just like the Iron Barn. Like,
Yeah.
that's the kind of name you
And-
could do that
and
with.
Billy-
That's phenomenal.
and Billy
dude.
Butler, who was on those 2014 Royals, I did not know this, was his nickname.
Country Breakfast.
Yeah, Country Breakfast. Didn't know that.
Country
Was
Breakfast.
nicknamed F you. I hate you. That was his nickname in my household, at least.
Was it Country Breakfast or Big Country Breakfast? I don't think it matters all that much. But...
Baseball ref says Country Breakfast.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Eric
That's a good one, though. I love that.
Eric Burns, crash test dummy.
I
Yeah,
like
I don't know
that.
where that one
I
came
like
from.
that.
This is the way he ran the bases,
Was it
man.
really?
It's the way he ran the bases. It was aggressive.
He's got some horrible haircuts now, but my goodness, when he was a player, he was fun to watch.
Let's see.
Trying to think of other fun nicknames.
Dude,
Oh,
so-
we're
Shane
sleeping on the.
Victorino?
We're sleeping. We are sleeping. Oh, Flying Hawaiian, right? Correct.
Yeah.
Hawaiian Hawaiian.
Jose.
We're sleeping on the single greatest nickname in all of baseball, guys.
What's that?
Kevin Youkilis.
The Greek God of Walks. That's a good one. Yeah.
No, it's Pablo Sanchez, the secret weapon.
That's good.
That's
That's true. That's
Has there
true.
ever been a more true and accurate nickname
Jose-
in all of baseball?
Jose Canseco.
I say
Jose
the
Canseco
secret
was
weapon.
supposedly nicknamed the Chemist.
What are his? That's no. What are his
Come
other
on.
nicknames?
That's it.
So
no
funny.
one.
That's all
called
he's
him
got.
that.
It's Jose the Chemist Canseco.
That's
Oh,
still-
Canseco.
That's on
You
his
said-
Hall
you
of
said- You
Fame
said
play.
Okendo.
No, I said Canseco.
No, he definitely said
Oh,
Canseco,
I heard.
but it is
I
he
heard,
does
I
sound
heard
so.
Okendo. My bad. My bad.
Canseco.
Jose
So-
Okendo's nickname was Big Pharma. That was actually
Big
his name.
Who is your favorite player to ever play for the Royals and Cubs?
To ever play for both?
Because I just pulled this up for fun, and it's actually like a pretty long list. I was
Ryan,
surprised.
shocked.
Did Ryan Terrio get a cup of coffee with KC?
No,
that'd be a
it's
decent
I
name.
love Ryan
genuinely it
Terrio.
is
The Riot.
genuinely it is Ben Zobrist. In recent years, you've also got
Yeah,
Alec
totally
Mills, Soler.
So David TeJesus, I did not
Yes.
realize. Well, I mean, I did, but
Yeah.
not off the
Was
top of
Darren
my head.
Barney
Played for
both
both.
those
No,
teams?
he never played for the Royals, I don't think.
He would fit on there, bad.
There's
so.
another-
Who's the guy? He's on
there's
he's
another
on the
reliever.
MLB Network morning show. He had outfielder.
Nefi Perez played for
Oh,
both.
okay.
Outfielder,
that's
he's on the Braves as well. Mark DeRosa, is that the name I'm thinking of? He played for the Cardinals as
Oh,
well. Did he ever
probably.
play for the
Oh
Royals?
no. Wade Davis.
Wade
played
Davis,
for
duh.
both.
I feel like there's another reliever I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. Maybe not.
I mean, the person with the most saves combined between both teams was Doug Bird, who played for them in the
I miss
70s.
Marlon Bird.
I was about to
also
say
miss
Marlon Bird was a
I
bit of a
miss
dog
Marlon.
back in the day.
Marlon Bird's the dog.
Giant.
Most wins for both. That doesn't really count.
Rudy, you know who's a Cub that I miss?
Who's that?
And that's purely as a Cardinals fan, is Milton Bradley.
All right, fair enough. Let's
Milton
see.
Bradley. Oh, Travis Wood.
Travis Wood,
That's
yeah.
that's Tigers
Yeah.
Cubs. That's Tigers Cubs.
Oh, guys, I forgot that Patrick Sandoval is one of those guys that doesn't have any sort of finger or palm hole on the glove. Like, it's completely smooth. They just showed it because they showed him, like, on the mound, like, you know, I think using the rosin bag or whatever. I forgot that. It looks, I think Alex Reyes, I mean, rest in peace, that dude's career. He does the same thing, and it's always super funky.
G-Money G-Man Choi is a good nickname.
That's a banger.
Yeah.
We forgot
G-Man
the one
Choi
that's
is
in
the
this
man.
game, the best player in baseball, Mike Trout. One of his names on Baseball Reference is the Millville Meteor,
That's a banger.
Nice.
which is
Banger.
I don't know why we go with kid so often,
Yeah.
which is also not bad.
Isn't that
But
Ken
the
Griffey
Millville
Jr.'s
Meteor
Yeah.
nickname?
was kid with like 4 eyes, but
Oh, I was gonna say, Mike, that forever to me is like
Kid.
Ken Griffey Jr.'s nickname is Kid.
Rudy Trevor Cahill. played
Yeah,
for
that's
both.
probably one
Yeah,
of
Trevor
Cahill
one
was
of
a
Travis
giant.
Wood and Trevor Cahill's who I'm thinking of. I think.
Trevor Cahill was a giant.
Yeah, obese white guy with a goatee that threw.
Neither of
Trevor
them were,
Cahill,
neither of
man.
them were that obese, but
How about shout out to Oakland A's Trevor Cahill,
Yeah.
man.
Oakland A's Trevor Cahill was a dog, dude.
Yeah, he got Cy Young votes in his second season in Major League Baseball. All-Star and got Cy Young votes.
You know what's really funny is like, so just talking about like the Oakland A's, just like having guys. Moneyball made me aware that they didn't. I don't think they mentioned it at like the beginning, and then we were talking about like the guys they lost in like free agency and stuff. I didn't realize that the Cardinals stole Mark Mulder from Oakland in free agency like that year. And it just, every time I go back, you go back 10, 15 years to any Oakland A's team with like a winning record, and you're like, oh my God, like there's a guy on here that was like instrumental to a team winning a World Series. Like objectively. It's crazy how often you can go back
The
and
A's
see
have
that.
always been very good at identifying talent. They
And,
just
well,
don't
and not
capture
just
it.
talent though, Diego. I'm talking like championship caliber talent.
Yeah.
Talent. Like I know that's like you can like bemoan like, oh, is he like a, you know, that can be a little iffy, but I don't know, man. Like you go back and like, how have they not like gotten one? You'd think that they would have just walked into one. The Cardinals have like objectively a little bit walked into at least one in my lifetime. I'd argue that one of them was earned, but like we walked into one of them. Like surely it has to happen.
there was a right fielder.
Yeah,
There
surely,
was a
man.
right fielder
Surely.
who OPS'd 535 and 250 plate appearances for the 1952 Boston Braves, named Jack Daniels. So
Excellent.
his nickname was Sour Mash Jack.
Nice.
That's incredible.
Nice. Okay, the Angels are being the Angels. That was.
Oh, you know
Are you
what?
ahead of me? I just saw one.
You know
up.
what apparently is not like a national level nickname, but is a nickname that I've seen on like a Cubs level for Yu Darvish, is they called him Bad News. I liked that. That was pretty cool.
That's
I don't
incredible.
hate that.
Bad News is an elite nickname.
I don't hate that.
I
nickname,
think
though.
I personally think Dimitri Young, the Meat Hook, is like a top 20 meat.
That's not
nickname.
bad either. Yeah.
Meat Hook goes crazy, and Sean Casey, the mayor. I mean, mayor's a great
That's
name.
also very
Mayor's
good.
phenomenal. Of course,
They call
we're
Underpants
talking about it.
What, the preacher or something like
His
that?
nickname should be Underpants because that's what his name
Underpants
sounds
is
like.
also another one.
Underpants is the best. Like that's so funny. You know what nickname that I like? This is a nickname that the Cardinals fans gave the Astros, but I think is super fitting. Is when it was Biggio, Berkman, and Beltran, the
Yeah,
Killer
the Killer
Bees.
Bees. Yeah.
That
I
was
have a
fire.
t-shirt.
I always hear the Killer
that's the
Bees
killer.
because that's the if you're ever watching like Marquee or anything here in Chicago, they go crazy about Kerry Wood's 20 strikeout game. So you hear about the Killer Bees all the time because it was that.
Oh yeah.
It was that
Against
lineup.
the Killer
When the
Bees,
Astros had
baby.
that like super trash logo for like 3 years. I remember like I've seen like that game like replayed before.
Oh
They
yeah,
had that
that's
really
right,
ugly
yeah.
logo. Speaking
So
of that era,
that game-
sorry, Scott, go.
No,
I'll say
you're good.
real quick,
The,
Craig Biggio, my favorite player, favorite non-Cardinal player of all
That's
time.
so on brand. It's not even funny.
He's also a good.
the,
Let's not act like he was. He's a Hall of Famer. All right, let's.
He's
Yeah.
legit.
he
brother.
is. I
He's
just said it
legit.
was on
It makes
brand. I
sense.
didn't say he was
my
bad.
favorite.
I didn't say he was not good. I said it was on brand.
Anyway, Scott.
So when MLB Vault first dropped, right? When Major League Baseball first dropped the MLB Vault YouTube channel, which was like right when the season was officially delayed because of COVID and they weren't playing games, so they made like MLB Vault and had, you know, they instantly uploaded just like whatever, like 50 full games from baseball history. And I completely nerded out and just for like the first
Shocker. We all
2
work for Diamond
weeks-
Digest. No one,
Yeah, for like the first 2 weeks after that, me and my roommates, like none of us were working because it was like right when COVID happened and like everyone was terrified, no one knew what it was, so no one was doing anything, and none of us were working, like whatever. So we weren't allowed to go anywhere, like everywhere was closed. So for literally like 2 weeks, I just watched games on MLB Vault, and the first one I watched, the very first game I watched was the Kerry Wood 20K game.
It's a good one.
And it's
He was
certainly
so nasty.
it lives up,
There-
man. I was scared when I because like I had seen highlights, like we've all seen highlights of it before, but when I first clicked on it, I was like, first off, the whole thing is like an hour and 50.
Yeah, because he just
Ridiculous.
shoves.
Carves. He
Because
absolutely
he just shoves.
That's what happens
It's
when
just,
that
it's yeah. It's a miracle that wasn't a no hitter.
Which is crazy because Game 7 of 2016 is like
Yeah.
6.5 hours, and
Yeah.
then that game is like
So
here's
if,
like
if
a
you
2
watch
hour
the 2 of those
game.
games, then you get like the complete highlights of the Cubs since 2000, and you get the average game time of like a normal game.
Right, you get everything the Cubs have done in the last 30 years, and you average out the gameplay. Yeah, but it was I was afraid that I was gonna be like, oh, like, you know, like it was what was that, like was that 90
That
something
was
or was that
2001,
01?
I think, right?
No,
believe so.
2000.
Yeah,
2000. I was alive.
Or-
I was
he
alive.
was
I'll
he
put it
was
that way.
super young too when it happened. Yeah.
You know, he was a rookie. It was like
there's-
it was one of
his
his
third
it was like his
career, yeah,
third
so
career
he
start.
debuted in 98. So it was 98,
There's a
I think.
There's a multiverse
That was
where
98.
Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood are fully healthy for 10 years, and that's a
Dude.
scary. That's a scary.
Man, wait, one
multiverse
sec.
to
We'll
think about.
let's get into what ifs because that's like one of my favorite conversations
for
in
sure.
Oh,
sports.
yeah,
But-
absolutely. That's the conversation.
But Kerry Wood, when I first clicked on the game, I was like, I'm really nervous. Like Sandoval, it looks like it's the handshake there, by the way. So he went 6 of 2-run ball. Can't ask for much better than
Quality
that.
start at home.
Against a really good Mets lineup. So I was nervous that it was gonna. I was gonna be like, oh, like different era,
You're
like
not
that
gonna
stuff
live
wouldn't
up to
play
that.
today, like
Oh yeah,
whatever.
and then
but
you
no,
watch it and you're
he
like,
was-
this drop
he
him in
was-
today.
Bill,
Yeah.
bro, his curve and his
Nasty.
slider that game. Oh,
And you know what sucks
man,
is like if he plays in.
it-
Sorry, go ahead.
No. It's just like the craziest thing about it was like the most painfully in the best way possible, obvious thing that made him so great that game was fastball command was
Yes.
perfect. He did not, I swear to you, he did not miss
Oh,
a
dude.
spot on a fastball the
It's
entire
like it's on a
game.
rail
He
gun.
was
Like it
dotting
is just. Whoop.
like he got a ton of swings and misses and like a ton of like breaking balls that were set up by great four-seam command too, but he had several just like stood there like a house on the side of the road, like fast four-seam fastball on the black, that was just like not even attempted to swing at. Like dude, it was a just awesome performance to watch.
Real quick, they showed Mike Trout as a baby on camera. I wasn't laughing at you, Scott. That just threw me
I
off
assumed. I saw.
to see a grown man in an adult diaper. No, so Scott, you're talking about playing the what if game. Rudy, I will ask you this. I'll
the Tigers one is obvious,
and then I'll let you fill it in. So, what if Galarraga got that perfect game?
No,
the world would be a much more harmonious place. Is the answer to that?
He's much more famous than he ever would have been if he got a perfect game. And we got replay out of it.
Fair.
Yeah,
actually, that's fair.
That and the imperfect game advanced the game so much faster than it
I
was
am
otherwise.
sick. I am sick. The baseball reference nickname page calls Paul Goldschmidt America's first baseman. I am sick.
There's a reason I say that. It's not just me. I'm not talking.
I've
head.
never heard
gross,
that.
dude.
I've never heard that once.
Go look at his offensive numbers. I'm gonna give a claim right now.
Nope, Carson, I'm
claim
gonna pull
right
you
now.
back to the what if you were about to present me with for the Cubs.
I will. You know what? I'll say it, and then I'll give you my what if, Rudy.
Okay.
In the last 10 years, hitting only, outside of Mike Trout, for my money, I'm taking Paul Goldschmidt. Look at the numbers before you bemoan it. Look at the numbers. Go look at what he's done the last 10 seasons. And from 2012 to today, other than Mike Trout,
You know those 8 years in Arizona, they hit it one
I'm
of the
taking-
highest,
I'm taking-
friendliest ballparks in the
Bryce
league.
Harper.
look at
You're
Paul
not
Goldschmidt.
taking
Bryce
Bryce
Harper.
Harper. You're not taking.
Look at the numbers. Look at the WAR. Look at WRC plus. Look at all of it. There's a total.
I'm taking Matt Duffy.
Look at total bases. Look at OPS. He's
Bryce-
top 2,
well,
top 3, top 4 in every category.
Bryce
Okay.
Harper has like maybe the best
It's a
not
claim.
Mike
It's-
Trout
I-
season
Bryce
like we've
Bryce
seen in the
Harper's in that
last
argument.
20 years,
Bryce is in the argument.
and has 2 MVPs.
Sure, but sprinkled in there. I'm just
Just
saying.
sprinkled in, yes. 2
I don't
MVPs.
probably
No,
take Slater
sprinkled in
Avenue.
with Harper. There's some down years. There's some down years.
Hey,
Sprinkled in.
Sure.
We're talking offense only.
Yeah, you include WAR for my argument for this though.
Include a stat that also includes defense.
Yeah, include a stat. Well, it's first base though, because apparently first base defense shouldn't matter.
Okay, well,
So
I'm
what
also
should
taking
matter? Or-
Joey Votto with the bat over Mac or
Dub.
over
I
Paul Goldschmidt.
personally would not.
Okay, you're throwing away. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you're throwing away 30 points of OBP for free there. But
Look at
And you want to know another good
what's
first
what's the
base
OPS
nickname?
for the two
Brandon
of them
Belt,
from?
the baby giraffe.
That's a solid nickname as well. Look at what's Joey Votto's OPS from 2012 to 2020.
And
Votto's
today.
rocking like
Dustman, also good.
5 or 10 more points of OPS.
5 or 10. I'll take Paul Goldschmidt's base running and 5 points less of OPS.
Okay, so we're going from only
So we're gonna-
only
we're gonna-
the bat
we're gonna
to a
not
complete player.
30 points of OVP.
That's part of no. It's OPS because he's a better slugger.
Not the
Don't. That's narrative ball because you can't say it's 30 points on OPS. He makes it up with slugging.
But
Where
he
it's negligible.
doesn't, because it's still 5 to 10 less.
5 points. I'm taking that over a guy who's an elite base runner. Like I'm taking that. I'm taking 5 to 10 points on OPS. That's negligible. That's nothing.
I'm saying getting on base at a 30-point more clip while still.
What's more important, getting on base or getting on base productively?
I will say though, the base running.
Joey Votto does both, so that's
But Goldschmidt's better. But Goldschmidt's better at being productive on the base pass, and that's what's more important to me. If it's negligible.
I will say
In
base
terms of-
running is
productive
a
on the base
considerable
pass as a
difference between
first
them.
baseman is next to irrelevant. Like that's ice cream. That's
usually-
like icing on
usually-
top. That's not like
Usually,
something you actually
yes, but he's
value
an
in
exception
first
to that.
baseman.
But he's an exception to that because he provides such exceptional value
Not
on
an
the base pass.
exception. It's a cherry on top. It's not an exception to the fact that it's not important for first baseman. It's not that
Just because but that's the thing though.
just
It's
because
like
he's
so
good
just
at it doesn't mean.
I'm not
Also-
going to disregard a guy who's really good at it just because it's not considered important for his position. So just because
That's
everyone is
fair.
usually
I'm
bad at
saying-
it doesn't mean that I'm going to take away from him the fact that he's really good at this thing.
Right. I'm saying he has with 30 points of on base percentage and whatever 5 to 10 of OPS.
Votto's 5 points higher in
points of
OPS.
OPS.
Yeah,
I
that,
don't
to me
think
that's negligible.
yeah, okay. I guess that's just a subjective opinion then. I don't think that you're going to take a first baseman because he runs the bases better over a straight up better hitter across the board in every offensive statistic. Like I don't think that.
Scott,
I don't think he's a better hitter across
it's
the board.
pretty close. I'll say that though.
It's not that,
for sure. I mean, obviously, 5 points in OPS is close for sure. I'm not saying it's a blowout. I'm just saying like I don't think base running.
Rudy, am I
something that
wrong
puts
in
me
saying
over the
he's
edge.
got more homers as well? Am I wrong in that?
I would hope
No,
so.
you're not wrong. Although Votto does also play in a launch pad, to be fair, for his home ballpark.
Yeah.
So did Goldschmidt for most of his career.
Well, and
Arizona's like the third most hitter-friendly ballpark.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and Diego, that's why for my sample size, I'm including 3.5 seasons now with Paul Goldschmidt, where he's not playing in a launch pad. I mean, it's not Comerica for sure, but Busch Stadium is a pitcher's park, according to Run Factor.
Right. I mean, sure.
So I'm talking about a sample size where 35%, and by the end of the year, 40% of that sample size is going to include.
The slugging will I would imagine was pretty much always in.
That's way too high of a number because the COVID season takes it 100 games, so it's probably close to like 28%.
Not 28.
Maybe
He'll have 4 seasons as a
right
Cardinal.
now.
Oh, now I said by the end of the year.
Yeah, by the end of the year,
right
it's
now,
close to like 30, 32.
35. No, it'd be
No,
over
35.
30%, probably, right? It might be, I'm
Freddie.
I'm debating the math. I'm debating the math guru. I might be out of my
I'll
element.
say
I don't know.
Two. Freddie is awfully close as well.
Sure. Yeah. But
this is also only for this is only first baseman. I mean, like
there's I hold on here. Like I can pull up.
I think I'm still taking Bryce Harper over any of these people.
Yeah. But most of the guys in the conversation, I think, that actually played that whole time, Scott, I would say are first baseman.
Right, which makes sense.
Fair.
Sure.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
I mean, here we look at
when did Mookie debut?
15, I think.
20. No way. 2015.
I mean, he won a ring.
Are we getting
Mookie
old?
was drafted in 2013, I think.
I think 15 sounds about right because I mean he won the ring in 18, and it wasn't like he was like his first year or anything.
So Mookie, let's pull this up real quick. So Mookie.
Oh, Aaron Luke. No.
Mookie debuted in 14. He played 52 games, and then his first full season was 15. So he debuted essentially 2.5 seasons into this 10-year stretch, and Mookie's 4th in F4 in that stretch.
Okay, so thank you. I'm taking Mookie over any of these people too. There you go. Comfortably.
And by the way, though, we're talking F4. He's plus 50 defender, while Goldschmidt's negative 90. So that's a lot of his where he makes up ground on Goldschmidt.
For sure.
So the thing that I had in mind, this is from at this point a couple weeks ago. But I mean, and a couple weeks ago though, I mean he just snapped his on-base streak yesterday, so I can't imagine it's been a horrible enough run to really fall him from this rank. Since 2012, he is 3rd in F4, 4th in WRC+, 5th in home runs, 2nd in runs, 2nd in RBI, 2nd in hits, 2nd in doubles, 3rd in OBP, and 3rd in OPS.
Okay, so right, which is definitely impressive.
So that's why I'm saying it's not just it's all when you take into consideration all of those numbers. That's why I'm saying that. Because,
I mean,
like
some
you said,
of those
Scott,
are just counting stats of being like one of the only dudes that played in his that entire time. Like,
right, and I'm talking about in the
hit.
last 10 years. To me, it's important that you're healthy and you play every single day. Like that's a factor to take into consideration. You can't just write off because like you can't consider it a negative that he's healthy.
No, it's not a negative, but I'm also not if I'm like I'm not taking him over Mookie Betts because he debuted or before Mookie. Like that's.
Sure. Well, yeah. Then I guess Mookie would be eliminated from what I said because I said last 10 years.
He's been playing.
Like
that's my point. Mookie debuted 2.5 years later and is still equivalent in all of those numbers.
Mookie,
and he lost 2 years.
Yeah, you're saying like the next 2 years of Mookie, if you want that same 10-year gap, like the next 2 years of Mookie will be better than all of Goldschmidt's last 10 years.
Not even null that argument. Even null that. Just the fact that he has the fact that he has like almost the same F4 in 8 years that Goldie does in 10 is all I need to know.
Right. We're also talking about a premium position defensively to accumulate
Okay, you said involve war in this argument for your narrative.
Sure.
For your
Yeah, of
exact
course.
argument. So
Of
here
course,
we are
but,
involving war in
right,
our...
and I'm saying because we're including that though, it's still an important caveat to mention. I'm not saying get rid of it. I'm just saying it's important for us to take that into consideration.
And by the way,
For sure. And I think Rudy's point of some of the only people you're going to find that had some sort of a peak and played that often would mostly be first baseman or people that were like Bryce Harper.
By the way,
that were super
second in F4 over that span. Diego, take it away.
What?
Evan Longoria.
Oh, is it Buster?
Buster,
It's
yeah.
gotta be Buster Posey.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that kicks off with his 10-win 2012.
Yeah, that's literally like his
Right,
best.
yeah.
So
Gotcha.
yeah, second in that span is.
But
Buster.
also,
that's
like-
obviously a lot of defense.
Point being,
a lot
though,
of-
I will say though,
years.
what this does
The last-
culminate in though is that like I think Rudy and you and I had this conversation at the start of the 2022 season about Paul Goldschmidt, about his Hall of Fame candidacy, and I said, given the contract he has with the Cardinals and the fact that he's going to, have premium lineup position on a team that has good hitters surrounding him, et cetera, I think that regardless of how good his career has been, in my opinion, is a Hall of Fame worthy career, he will simply accumulate enough in the next 2-3 seasons where he'll be a Hall of Famer. And
numbers.
yeah, I mean he's also OPSing like 1,000 this year, so that's also helping. Like
That is indeed helping.
That's-
4 tickets, 4 hot
Yeah.
dogs, 4 drinks for $44 to attend an Angels game. Pretty good. The advertisement
Dude,
that
if anyone in the Pennsylvania area is close enough to the Pirates, for the month of June for $25, you can go to all their home games for $25.
Yeah.
$25
Royals
for 12
Royals
home
have
games.
a similar deal
And-
on.
Yikes.
Technically, it's standing room only, but I would remind my friends that are Pittsburgh Pirates fans. Do you think all those games will be sold
Do you
out?
think any of those games
I
will be
don't think
sold
so.
out?
So, I'm not saying go sit directly behind home plate, but I'll put it this way, there'll be a place for you to sit.
$2 scout seats. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly what I'm-
So I'm going home next month for my sister's wedding, and I
Yes.
intentionally planned my trip out an extra day so I can go to a Giants game while I'm back, because they're on the road for the
Good.
first 4
Nice.
days I'm there.
Good.
And
What game is
it's Giants. I want to say Diamondbacks on July 11th.
Okay.
Question.
Well, I'm
Double
not
check.
trying to dox your sister. I just didn't know
Dude.
because you said it's a road game, so I just didn't know where you were.
No, they finally get back to San Francisco.
Got it. Okay.
Got
it.
It's
All right.
It's so I'll say
the
this.
11th.
It's not
against
the
Diamondbacks.
it's not the only thing I've been doing, but I've been combing this list of nicknames for a half an hour now. I'm still on G.
It's because baseball's just got great nicknames.
Baseball's just great.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, go-
okay, hold
go
on.
baseball.
I pulled up this guy and I was going to bring him up at some point because he played in the 1800s and his nickname is Death to Flying Things. Turns out there's
That's awesome.
Turns out there's 2 players on this list who have the nickname Death to Flying Things.
Did both of them play before the airplane was invented?
No, the second is Franklin Gutierrez, who most recently played for the 2017 Dodgers.
Son of the Goody? Like, I remember that guy. Why is
Death
his
to
nickname
Death to Flying
Death to Flying Things?
That's so funny. I think
I
if
don't
you're a pitcher, like a ground ball pitcher, that's an elite nickname to have.
That is true.
Okay,
yeah.
how about Franklin Gutierrez, the outfielder? What are we?
Yeah,
Where's
that's
that
fair.
coming from?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
But no, Scott, Scott, you brought up a lot of fair points. I'm just saying, it to me, it's one of those debates. Like, sometimes you just have a debate with baseball where there's no wrong answer. Of like, we're choosing between
there's definitely not
Mookie
as
Betts,
long as
Bryce Harper, Paul Goldschmidt. It's like I would like to have any
The wrong
of those
answer is
three guys.
Jose
But
Bautista, but the
no,
other
as long as you have Trout at 1, like 2 through 6 are all pretty like
Yeah,
exactly, and that's why, and like I said, like being a fan of a guy that employs one of those, it's also just it's funny because like when Goldschmidt was on the Diamondbacks, it was always like, yeah, he's like good.
That's right.
And then once we acquired him, I was like, oh, I get it. Like Diamondbacks fans weren't just like over
No, he was
exaggerating.
insane.
Like this guy's ridiculously good at baseball.
People just didn't realize it because he played in Arizona.
Who?
Right.
So going to a conversation we were having earlier.
Oh yes, I had
Yeah,
a great one for
just
Rudy.
like think of like your biggest one in like team
I
history.
guess what if?
Yeah, biggest what
I
if
mean, I
in
feel
your
like the
team's
Giants
history. And if there
one's
isn't,
pretty
if there
clear.
isn't an
one.
obvious
I think
one,
the
then
Giants
like
I have.
one's pretty clear.
the Tigers one is painfully obvious.
Sorry,
I would
sorry,
imagine
Scott.
that the Cubs is Kerry Wood, right?
If you're talking like a single like, are we talking like player what if
that's-
or moment
just
what
Oh,
if?
I
general.
thought team. I thought we're talking
Oh,
team.
I was talking player,
Oh,
like
okay,
somebody
okay.
whose
Oh,
injury was
oh.
cut short.
Yeah,
Let's
Like,
do
still got
team.
another
Let's
one.
do player first and then team because team I think is really.
well, what do you mean by
fascinating as well.
team? What if?
Like a moment, like 2003 Cubs what if?
The
Yeah,
2002
like 2003
Giants.
Cubs is a what? Yeah. Like there's a direction that I think the franchise like I think
What if the
each of our four
2014 Tigers don't get
franchises.
swept in the World Series?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
not
like if-
really a one moment what if.
I
I
just
think
wanted to
David
mention it.
Ortiz's home run is probably the answer to
just-
that.
But what I'm saying is like if there's there is so the all right, so we'll start with the team one I guess because the Cardinals team what if is what if we win the National League pennant in 2005. That's the biggest what if for me because I think that the Cardinals 2005 team is winning that World Series, which would mean the Cardinals would then have had a 3-year run where they lost the World Series, won the World Series, and then everyone likes to shit on the Cardinals record in 2006, but you look at that roster, I mean, it's Edmonds, Roland, Pujols. I mean, we had Mark
Oh my
Mulder,
goodness,
Chris
the
Carpenter,
Angels
like,
are throwing the ball all over the field.
Throwing the
Bradley,
game.
Archie Bradley, little earring rocking.
Yeah, he's had that. He's had that this whole year.
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But like that's an interesting what if for the Cardinals team. So that's what I meant with like team trajectory because the Cardinals then after 2006 sort of retooled for what would end up becoming the 2011 World Series run. So the what if for the Cardinals is what happens if we go back to back in 05 and 06 like do we not trade Jim Edmonds because he's been part of that like run? Does Scott Rowland not get traded? That's
Sure.
that's.
I mean,
where was-
ours comes down to one. We don't even have to do like a what if like season outcome, a what if like a series outcome. Like you can just eliminate one play, and I think like that's what makes the Tigers so fascinating.
well-
If you just like David Ortiz home run doesn't happen.
All right.
That's
all
what I
right.
had in my head.
So let's
That's,
go
like,
back to the players then.
I think the players like that's
Did
what my
Marte
favorite-
miss third?
Players is an
Conversation.
interesting one. I think it's also like
Sorry,
easier to talk
real quick,
about.
boys. Watch this replay. Did Marte miss third base? 'Cause
No,
it looked,
not at all. He
No,
absolutely
He didn't?
I don't think so.
It
Very
looked
much
close.
so. No, not even.
I didn't see it.
I saw it out of my peripheral. It looked close.
I did not see it.
He very, very.
Ever
very
since the Edmundo Sosa incident, third base, I've been Rudy. Sorry, man, I cut you off.
So player what if? Who we starting with?
For me, it's Mark Pryor. For you, it's not even Kerry Wood.
It's one of the two, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's
Mark
definitely
Pryor
one
is
of
the
those
bigger
two.
what if for me
Yeah.
because Kerry Wood at the very least like delivered a couple seasons of like, oh, this is what this guy
Yeah,
is.
Mark Pryor's I would say a bigger one too.
Was
I
Kerry
don't-
Wood fully healthy in 03?
No.
Yes. Or yes, one of the two was.
Because like honestly, if Kerry Wood wasn't healthy in 03, like for me that would win. That would just be like
Kerry
all right.
Wood was Kerry Wood was an all-star in 03. Pitched
Okay.
Yeah, Kerry Wood was
Two
healthy.
11
Mark
innings.
Pryor wasn't, correct?
no. Oh, I think Pryor started that game. Started that game 6.
Did he really?
Yeah, Mark Pryor was an all. Yeah, that was when Mark Pryor was third in Cy Young voting. Was 03.
Oh, okay. So I was a year off then. That's my bad.
So 03 was what we got when we had.
is
both.
that a what if year then? Because everyone was healthy.
Everyone was healthy. Yeah.
Well, it's still a what if because
Yeah.
of
Right,
fans.
I
We're
mean, I'm
changing the
talking
outcome
on the
of the
field
game.
product.
Yes.
I meant on the field. product,
2003 NLCS Game 6, losing pitcher is Mark Pryor, and he got to the 8th inning scoreless.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay. So it's one of those two for sure for the Cubs. Is there a Royals one?
I'm gonna put out Yordano Ventura,
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
and
That-
because
that's-
you know what,
That's a solid. For sure.
but you know what makes that one sink in? A week or two ago would have been his 30th birthday.
Yeah. He was so
30th?
young, man. He was
Yeah,
so
I
young.
believe it would have been his
That's
30th
crazy.
birthday.
That
Man,
sucks.
that hurts. That's tough.
That felt
So,
like
so
it,
young.
like not to like
Sorry,
like
June
the-
3rd would have been his 31st birthday.
Okay,
So
still.
young.
He would
Bobby
still
Baez,
have
the
been
Tiger in Twitch
mid-
chat said prior game 6, Kerry Wood game
Yeah.
7. That is good intel.
There you go.
So yeah, for
Well,
my
I will say,
for
man,
my
like,
money, and
There was a.
I don't know, like, you're talking 90s, 2000s Royals. I don't know that there were a lot of high potential guys that didn't pan out. Like, the Royals had a lot of good players in that time, right? You've got your outfield of Sweeney, Dye, and Beltran, and they were all really good.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that is what it is. Greinke became really good.
Yeah,
Like,
very.
all those
yeah.
guys became good. It's just that the rest of the team around them sucked. So I think for my
So-
money for the Royals, it's Giordano, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Man. Dang,
Very-
I got such a. Oh,
Is there a
Um,
Cardinals one?
I'm kind of torn, right? So the
I mean,
sad
like
answer,
you could obviously
the sad
go
answer is Oscar
Tavares,
Tavares.
right?
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What if Albert
Which
doesn't
sucks.
leave?
That we're not who we are the last decade. Like I'm glad. I part of me is honestly glad that he dips because if Goldschmidt or sorry, if Pujols resigns, we don't trade for Goldschmidt. If Pujols resigns, like there's so many moves that would not have happened as a result.
Also, like it just would be sad for him. He like, I don't know. He
yes,
might not view
his
that
Cardinals
as,
legacy is like
positively,
so
right.
bulletproof now because of what happened.
Right. Yeah.
Because he came back, his Cardinals legacy is bulletproof.
Yeah, and it might not.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's
Tavares
not even
is
might not, Scott. It would not have been had he retired an Angel or even a Dodger. I don't think it would have been bulletproof because it would have been like, well, you still left.
I just meant like if the fact, like I think if he stays and performed like he did with the Angels, it might have
Yeah.
been tainted. is
He
my
would have been
opinion.
released like halfway through his contract.
Well, I don't know about that. That's
no,
aggressive.
it's the Cardinals.
but
It's the Cardinals. He would have
it's-
played his whole career.
Well, no, my thing
Um,
is just like I guess, like I don't know.
I
mean,
have
if-
two pretty big what ifs. Not pretty big. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. So after the 2017, hold on, I gotta pull up this guy's BREF to make sure I have it right. There is a gentleman who is currently employed who has gone on the record in recent years saying that had he stayed with the Cardinals, he would have re-signed and he would have been a Cardinal for he would have been a Cardinal for life.
Is
Yeah,
this
there
Randy?
it is. Who?
Randy.
I was thinking like a Rosarena. Like who is
No.
this?
No,
His
God,
name
I'm
was-
I'm glad we don't have
Dayamoto.
Randy Arozarena because we got Matthew Liberatore in our
Yeah,
outfield.
that's spoken like a true Cardinals fan. Anyway,
It's not spoken. We got a top 100 prospect and we need
No,
pitching.
no.
We don't need
Fine.
outfielders.
No,
we have
it's fine.
Tyler O'Neill,
Yep.
Dylan Carlson, and Harrison Bader. Like,
yeah,
Dude,
those three guys.
there's a kid.
Randy.
Oh my gosh, there's a kid that was just by that foul ball that just got caught, rocking a fresh Angel City Connect Otani jersey. He comes to the game, doesn't get to see Otani play.
Yep.
yeah,
there you
that's
go.
tough.
Like
That is tough.
Experience Angels baseball.
No, and Scott, look at what Tyler O'Neill did in 2021. Like, Arozarena is not.
Carson,
It's
who's
like-
the player? Come on now.
It's Lance Lynn.
Um,
Lance Lynn. We traded him in 2018, and given what his career has become, I always liked Lance Lynn. And he's been very vocal about being like, I don't know if I would re-sign with the Cardinals, and it like breaks my heart because I loved watching Lance Lynn play, and I could tell that he really bought into like wanting to be a part of this franchise, and he has been an incredibly solid player. And like, obviously, the Cardinals needed to retool, but like the choice to keep Carlos Martinez, that's like if I could knock the Cardinals front office for one thing, it's that the decisions we have made in terms of who we're keeping in terms of starting pitching has not been great because we chose to keep Carlos Martinez over Lance Lynn. We chose to keep Alex Reyes over Sandy Alcantara. We chose like there's been a few. So I think Lance Lynn's the biggest what if of like if he was in this rotation right now, like oh my God, if we had a top three, I mean look at what Miles Michaelis has done this year, and with Jack Flaherty coming back, oh my God, if that was our starting rotation, that would be unreal.
Yeah. All right. Well, real quick, while we're on a break between innings, we're gonna take a quick break. Jump back with you for the top of the 8th coming up, I believe.
Yes, sir.
something like that.
All right. We'll be right back. All right. So here we are, a couple pitches into the top of the. Oh no, it's bottom 7 here. Okay.
Has Lance? Sorry, in the chat we got Lance Lynn hasn't pitched this season.
Not.
He hasn't pitched
Not a pitch
at all.
Not a pitch.
Really?
What's
Trade
the
him to the Cardinals, White Sox, because clearly you need to sell at the
noted
deadline.
ability to do trade injured players.
That's very true, Diego. But I will say, God, I don't know. I just love Lance Lynn, even to this day, because he just eats innings. Like, there's something about just like a Chad innings eater. Like 200. He's
Wow.
gonna throw 210 innings of like 3-8 ball, and you're like, that's awesome. And he can't do it this year, and that stinks. But like,
That's
Man.
well. To be fair though, that was 2019 Lance Lynn, and I guess 2020 because he had in the shortened season, like he only threw 80 innings, which is like shortened season.
yeah, but 80 innings over what? What would that be? At most 12 starts.
13
Matt?
starts, 84 innings.
Sheesh.
You don't want to know a random name that I think about a lot as we're talking about this what if thing. Not on any of our teams, no. Brandon Beachy.
Cool.
That's
You'll
a name.
remember
I remember him.
Brandon Beachy.
That is a name I
Oh,
remember.
He was
Here's-
supposed to be elite.
Here's where I stopped.
Oh man, that's a good question. Oh, sorry, Rhea, I cut you
No,
off.
I was just gonna say. Here's where I stopped. By the way, on the nicknames list, Rich Hill. One of his nicknames is D Mountain, because they don't want to put the.
Dick Mountain.
Yes, good
Shout out
answer.
Dick Mountain.
I will say, I'm gonna go ahead and say the challenge. I will challenge you guys with this and say that they cannot be from your own ball club. Is there a guy that was in your mind, in your eyes, a can't miss, like a guy that you were like, this guy is gonna come in and tear shit up, and then, I mean, if he had like a fine career, that's fine. I just mean like, is there a guy that you had like, I think this guy is gonna be an all-star. He's gonna be that guy, and he wasn't. And again, I'm gonna
Tyler
caveat
Beatty.
this with can't be your own team. Okay,
Oh, can't be your own team?
can't be
Tyler
your own
Beatty
team.
Was a giant. Well, Brandon
When he-
Beachy
no,
was fine.
When he debuted, wasn't on your team.
Yeah, BD was a giant, and now he's a pirate because he's
Okay.
a terrible giant. Like that's what happened. But
Okay.
No, Brandon Beachy. I followed his story for a while because he was supposed to be like an elite pitcher,
Mm-hmm.
and then just could not stay healthy. Like it
Rudy,
was
what about you?
brutal.
Ooh, that's it. Skip me. I gotta think for a little bit.
All right, Scott.
Already has
I'm
his
still-
take in a take
I'm still
topic.
thinking too. I got to think of not my organization is.
So
Yeah.
if for those that still have Baseball Reference pulled up, I would encourage you guys to go look at 2016 Aaron Sanchez for the Blue Jays.
Oh,
yeah,
Aaron
he
Sanchez
was-
is a dog.
He was ridiculous
Yeah, he was a dude.
for the 2016 Blue Jays, and I remember like watching his career and being like, man, like this guy is so good. Like he's just got it. He's got the stuff. I think this guy's gonna be, like.
in
I don't know.
electric for years to come.
Like just seemed like a workhorse. Like not even not can't miss TV. Like I didn't watch his starts and be like, wow, this guy, like I need to watch every start of his. But it felt like every time I'd look at a start of it, it was like, man, that's another like 6 innings, 1 earned. That's another
He
7,
shoved,
2
man.
earned.
He really
Yeah. And then I mean he's a giant now,
Not
presently.
anymore. He was
Not anymore, he
last
was.
year till halfway through the year. I think now he's currently an Astro.
Maybe he like just dealt with a lot of and
Yeah, I
also
think he might be
speaks
an
though that
Astro,
like
yeah.
organizations with a knack for winning keep signing him, which I think
The
is
Braves are on an
I
11
think
a lot
game
done,
win
yeah.
streak, huh?
well helps
Yeah.
when you get a home
Yeah,
series
they are.
against
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
fair enough.
Dodgers are on a 3-game losing streak.
Can I say Chris Archer? Does that count?
I think so.
I
yeah.
think that counts because he was
Oh, he's a
supposed to be
twit.
that guy
Wasn't Chris Archer really good with Tampa though?
Yeah, so that's
for
why.
like a year,
like
right?
but
Not even. I think it was like half.
well,
I think it was,
so how does this right? Because we're talking like didn't debut with my team, but Chris Archer was a prospect with the Cubs, and then they traded him. So it was like
Okay.
before his debut, I was like, he's gonna be a guy.
Sure.
But yeah, Aaron Sanchez is the guy for me where like his 2016 is so good, and then the rest of his career, I know he dealt with blister injuries like a lot, and then I think the juiced ball definitely hurt him as well. But I don't know, like that's the guy that I remember at least recently that I remember being like, wow. The other guy that's a hometown product would be Aledmus Diaz. because he was really good for the Cardinals as a rookie, and then we traded him to the Blue Jays, I think, or the Astros. And I remember being like, that's so weird. Why would we do that? And he's been like an average hitter since, but still I remember like thinking like, man, like this guy's got like all-star potential. But that's the guy that always got me.
So I have one that I don't think this is like my number one answer.
A guy that comes to mind is fine. I don't know if Aaron Tinch is my number one,
but one of the
I was having a
guys
conversation about him recently, and that's what sparked
to
it.
mind for me. Do you guys remember Dalton Pompey?
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
so
a great
Dalton
answer.
Pompey was like a top 30, maybe even top 20 at one point prospect in all of baseball for the Tampa Bay Blue Jays. Tampa Bay Blue Jays. There you go, new team. The Toronto Blue Jays.
That's
and,
right. Their attendance is so bad, they're going to get a second team.
Right. And yeah, he was I remember, man, he could fly, and then I remember downloading the like full rosters and MLB The Show like 15 or something like that, and I just remember him always turning into a dude, and I was like, man, Dalton, and he could fly. He could fly in center field, but he ran horrible routes, and then the biggest thing was like he could not hit water if he fell out of a boat. Like
so on this TV right here, I have my PS3 still plugged in, mainly for NCAA 14.
Correct.
Modded.
Yeah,
Shout out.
I have my
at
PS3
CFB,
right in there also for NCAA 14.
Shout out CFB Revamped on Twitter, by the way, for anyone that wants a modern score bug and roster full hack. You gotta like get a thumb drive and do a little bit of finicky stuff. I spent an afternoon doing that one day. Don't regret it.
Wildly worth it.
It's wild. You have it as well?
No, but
but I was gonna say,
yeah,
Scott, I can if you're interested, it's well worth it.
Dalton Pompey, man.
But I have MLB The Show 15 on there. So, and I have like a career where I'm like on the Orioles. I'm like a palm ball pitcher on the Orioles, but like I just like love playing. Well, I'm just like at this point in the career, I'm pretty sure I'm like 38 years old, and like I'm just a junk baller. Like I just wanted to make a career. I just wanted to make a career where like the like front half of my career I threw absolute flames, and then the back half I've like taught myself to throw a knuckleball, a palm ball. Like I'm just throwing just crap all day long because it's phenomenal.
At 65.
So
yeah, like I'm not. So I will say, just shout out MLB The Show 15 because it holds up.
Random question that I get out of this, because I think there's I've seen a little bit of debate of like what's the best baseball game of all time, but I want to know what's the baseball game that each of you guys have played the most.
Wow.
OTP. I feel like is.
Oh yeah. Okay. Excluding.
Maybe outside.
I feel like
of
I have
OTP.
to exclude. Yeah, excluding OTP.
Yeah.
When you're a baseball nerd, everybody plays OOTP because they're like, I could be a good GM. I could do it.
You learn that you can't.
You learn. Well, it depends on the team you play.
And you learn that
Speak for yourself, brother.
Speak for yourself.
I played as the Rockies a lot.
I turned Michael Soroka into a 300-game winner on the Orioles. Don't ask me how I did that.
Cheating lab. He's a Cardinals fan. Don't ask him how he did that.
Oh, I turned Joe Adele into literally a 120 WAR player.
Nice. Well,
Holy
anyway.
hell.
So
that's a flex. That's actually insane.
So whack,
maybe we'll say like console baseball game that you have played the most in your life.
Yeah.
So okay.
Because mine,
I've seen
a couple shouts to mine, but it's.
I'm sorry.
Also a little obscure.
Allow me to be a Cardinals fan for a moment. The MLB The Show 12 intro. For those of you that don't know, watch it on YouTube. But the MLB The Show 12 intro chronicles how Tampa Bay and St. Louis.
Oh, I remember that. That was 12? Holy
That was MLB The Show 12. We're old, man. We're washed. Is the lesson of this.
That was one of the first MLB The Shows I had.
That was the first MLB The Show I ever bought. Was MLB The Show 12.
I think 12 was the first one I ever bought too, actually.
So, and like it just chronicled like the crazy run, and like again, as a Cardinals fan, it's crazy, but like if you're a baseball fan, period, like the September 2011 is one of the most like insane moments.
The greatest day in the history of baseball.
Yeah, like, and what's crazy too is I read an article last year because that was the year MLB Network launched. Was
What a year for it to
2011.
happen.
Right, like that's crazy. That was their rookie year. So like on MLB Tonight, that was the first year of MLB Tonight, and they got to end the year with the regular season MLB Tonight being this absolute mayhem of a regular season finale. So I think MLB The Show 12 is the console one that I played the most, only because like the intro, just like when you booted that up, like as a Cardinals fan, and I imagine as a Rays fan as well, like you boot that up and like it just showed like it just showed the games coming down, and then Learn My Lesson by the Sheepdogs. I still have the song saved on Spotify to this day. Hits, and it went through those 4 or 5 games, like the Rays overcoming an 8-run deficit in like 2 innings. Chris Carpenter, GOAT. A complete game shutout against a terrible Houston team, but like regardless, like to see all of it happening at once and to know that happened in real time, I don't know. This is how you know we're enormous baseball nerds, but like MLB The Show 12 is such a special place in my heart as a Cardinals fan, but as a baseball fan as well.
Fair enough. So is that your answer? Is that the one you've played the most, Carson? Or
oh yeah, maybe MLB The Show 15 on aggregate because I have it in my room, so I don't have to play the current one like out. No, it's 12.
Okay.
12 is the answer.
I think mine is probably The Show 16, as that was my senior year of high school, and then I did not buy 17 because I was a freshman in college living in dorm rooms, and so just had 7. And I don't think I bought it the next 2 years, actually, because then I lived in an apartment on campus the year after that. So I think just by circumstance, not because I thought it was like the best game ever, just circumstantially, like I just like 16 is the one that I had for 2 years at least. So that's probably my answer to that one.
all right, Diego.
Surprisingly enough, I didn't play a ton of baseball-based games.
Yeah.
Until I got really into OTP, mostly because I grew up as a Nintendo kid, and so
okay. I grew up as a Nintendo kid too. Mine's a game on the Nintendo Wii.
Is it?
Are you gonna say Wii Baseball?
No, not Wii Baseball. Mine's also not Mario Super Sluggers, although it's probably close.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say Mario Superstar Baseball for the GameCube is something I go back and play still religiously.
Actually, you know what?
Because I have my GameCube. It's such a good game.
May I have a moment real quick?
So much fun. No.
I need to offer an apology on air real quick.
Yeah, you can.
Go ahead.
So
I accept, man. It's okay.
while we're talking about the Nintendo Wii, I see
myself as a man of faith.
No, yeah, as
a
not
driving a
Brandon Nimmo can't hit a home run right now. That's the last person on planet Earth I want to see succeed. No, I owe a huge apology real quick to the Burns family because they bought me MLB 2K8 on the Wii.
Okay.
And I played that game like until the disc burned out. That game, the song "Steal My Sunshine" is like one of my favorite songs of all time because of that game. Man, I owe an apology. So Burns family know that 2K8 on the Wii, with Tim Lincecum on the front cover, I believe.
Believe so.
If I remember correctly.
Freak.
I owe it. I do owe.
Dude, my answer is absolutely not 16. My answer is 100% MLB 2K12.
Yeah. Okay. Is that the Verlander cover year?
That is the Verlander cover year.
That is the year. That is the year
last
SB
2K,
Nation, I believe. Maybe not SB Nation.
13 was the Verlander cover year. Because that was almost my answer.
Remember the last one that they made was? That's my answer.
There's
that's the other one I played the most.
There's a video on YouTube of a gentleman who takes and he attempts to recreate Doc Ellis's no-hitter in video game form. I highly recommend the watch.
It's hilarious.
I want to say it's the Verlander 2K.
Right, that's 13, and it's the most recent one that was made for sure.
So he takes LSD and attempts to throw a no-hitter, and it goes about as well as I think the average person would be when attempting to do such a feat.
Yeah, Doc Ellis was just different. So that's actually definitely the answer.
Not sponsored. No, I'm playing. No.
Not sponsored by LSD, but willing to be.
But willing to be. No.
That's definitely the answer to mine though. That's 100% the answer is 2K. 2K13.
And Diego, you said yours was the GameCube Mario Baseball.
Yeah, Mario Superstar Baseball for the GameCube. If
Yeah,
not
it's
that,
such a good
definitely
answer, though.
2K13 as well.
Okay, all right.
Also, we are sleeping on because Rudy, you did limit us to just console only, man, and I think it's worth mentioning that Backyard Baseball
Would
needs
be
to
yeah,
addressed
Backyard Baseball
because-
would be
Oh,
up
was that
there.
a, was
I
that
have
a
it-
PC game?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
That's
had
how I
it.
had
I
it.
had it on my Game Boy.
I had Backyard
Mine
Baseball
was PC.
2007 when Pools was on the cover. The year Atari bought it, and the first year was 3D on the PC
Wait,
as
hold
well.
on,
I
hold on,
also
hold on.
had that one,
Ready?
which
Let me
got
be quiet for
a.
a second. Hold on.
There it is.
Oh, that hits.
That's all I-
That hits. All right.
That hit.
That's
That hit.
Are we?
That was it.
Also in the chat, by the way, Diego, I am hearing 2K12 was Verlander, 2K13 was Detroit Tigers legend David
Oh
Price.
no, you're so right. You are so
Oh,
right.
okay.
That's my bad.
Whatever
I
the
believe that
last.
was so
I
right.
believe
I
that's
was-
that's the
that's-
unemployed
That is
unemployed
100%
Peyton.
correct.
Said that in the chat.
Okay, Rudy, I
I'm
would
sorry.
love to hear your answer. So
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I'm
please.
curious, man. Because you've been dropping hints, but none of them.
Diego reminded me that Mario Super Sluggers is up there, but my answer is MLB Power Pros for the Nintendo Wii.
Ooh!
that's a banger.
Ooh! No, Rudy, hold on. This is what that deserves.
I
Let's give it
played
the
a little
respect.
bit of
Standing
Power
out.
Pros for sure. And I didn't play. I don't think I played Power Pros on the Wii though.
That is a banger
It
drop.
was a
and I
great
really
game.
respect that.
I'm actually
That's
so
a banger
upset.
for the Wii specifically. That's a banger.
I'm actually upset because I don't know if there's any way to play it again. Nice, Diego. I like it.
Rudy, hit me up once the stream's over. I can give you
Some links.
maybe some
Well,
links.
I don't
I'll
know
do a little bit
though,
of research.
because
to make
that's
sure.
like it was a very motion control dependent game, right?
That is fair. That is
So
fair.
like I don't know what you I don't know.
I
What
guess-
you can get
I guess
on a PC these days.
PS3 had the those motion controllers because they had that super iconic commercial where it was one of the shows and the guy was like he was holding hold on, I'll do the full bit. Well, I'm not gonna actually throw it, but give me 2 seconds.
Oh no.
Okay, let's all talk crap about Carson
All right,
Wentz.
I'm gonna
dude,
take him
let's
off the
just talk
stream
shit
and see
about
what-
him. Yeah, do it.
Good idea.
Yeah, I heard
Good
that. I heard that. The volume's loud enough where I could hear that, by the way. Do you guys remember this commercial? The guy's in front of the TV. He's like, yeah, I just bought it. And he's holding the controller like this. And he's like, it's so
Yeah, and then he
realistic. And then he
cracks
swings
the-
and, yeah. That, you could maybe run it back with something like that on the,
And they had those. The controllers just had like big
Yeah, the big
neon
wall,
globes
like, balls.
Yeah,
at the end
yeah.
of like the yeah.
Honestly,
also call me unemployed one more time when you're legitimately fired, Carson. Yeah, right. pal.
Unemployed Peyton. There we go.
Yeah,
banger.
right. Yeah. What are you gonna fire me from?
What are you gonna fire me?
Unemployment? Actually,
Let's
by
go.
definition, I am fired from being unemployed because I am employed. Like by definition, I
by
guess.
Diamond Digest.
If you, when you think about it that way.
Okay. Another prospect, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Does anybody remember a one Nick Franklin for the Seattle Mariners?
Yes.
I do. Yes, I know that.
Yes.
Not much.
I was a big Nick Franklin fan. He was peaked in the top 50 prospects of all of baseball in 2013 and
Debuted in,
14.
Debuted in 2015, if I remember correctly, and then didn't do jack.
You know, there is a name. There is a name that we haven't mentioned
Is
yet
that correct?
in terms of top prospects.
He debuted in 2013 and played 100 games and had a 686 OPS, which was his career high. No, in 2016 for Tampa, he played 60 games and had a 771 OPS actually, but
that's not bad.
was very much not great. Yeah, definitely a big bust.
There's a big name we're all forgetting while we're talking about the early to mid 2010s in terms of number one prospects. I was
Jurickson Profar.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. I was a Jurickson Profar believer. I remember even in the 2011 World Series, if I remember correctly, there was discussion about like, oh, how long is Elvis Andrus going to be the Rangers starting shortstop because Jurickson Profar?
Dude,
Right, so like
Andrus-
here's the fascinating thing about Jurickson Profar was that it was also another one that we have to bring up is just Matt Moore being
I
literally
hate Matt Moore.
Matt Moore
So much.
In 2012, literally being ranked the number one prospect in baseball ahead of Bryce Harper and Mike Trout is hilarious.
Matt Moore is I genuinely do not dislike a baseball player more for his performance on the field more than I hate Matt Moore.
The fascinating thing about Profar is he too was the number one prospect. This 2013 prospect list is whack. Like, it is number 1 Jurickson Profar, number 2 Dylan Bundy, number 3 Oscar Taveras,
Cy Bindi,
correct.
Cy Bindi.
Number 4 William Myers, number 5 actually started this game, Taijuan Walker, number 6 Travis Darnoodlearm. Number 7, Jose Fernandez, also rip. Goodness. Wow. 8, Zach Wheeler.
Man.
9, Garrett Cole. Okay. And 10, Tyler Skaggs, R.I.P. Wow. So
that's
so I
will say
I'm not trying to Kid Cudi this real quick, but like there was definitely like a 3-4 year run where it just felt like there were a few guys. We've named them all at this point. That passed away where I was legit like that were like future stars and like
Jose Fernandez.
So again, we'll get back to the positivity, but I will say like pour one out for all those guys, man. Like that, there was a good couple year run where I was like, my goodness, man, like let's relax. Yeah. Like enough is enough.
By the way, speaking of Will Myers, I do need to amend what I said earlier. Will Myers was also a very important part of the trade that got James Shields and Wade Davis. So it included Jake Odorizzi, but it was not just Jake Odorizzi. Will Myers was also a very hot prospect at the time.
That might be my dad's biggest what if. My dad like loved Will Myers.
Oh, I never said the Tigers.
You did not, yeah. Scott, I want you to know.
I never said the Giants.
No, Scott, I want you to know.
Yeah.
You said it was like
what is the Tigers?
Scott, you said it was super obvious, and Peyton DMs me. He's like, "Do you know what it is?" Because I don't know. It's like, yeah, me.
Did you get that DM too? Peyton DM'd me the same thing, being like, out of fear of Scott, what is the biggest?
I didn't get it.
No, it's not. It's painfully obvious for this fan base, but he pitched in the 80s, 70s, so like it's not like.
Oh, Big Bird.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
okay.
where was my DM?
I'll respect that.
Wow, he didn't even ask Diego.
Well, no, he just assumed Diego knew. It was out of respect.
No, look up Mark Fidrich.
Big Bird, man.
Sure, yeah.
Oh my God, he's a dog.
He was a runner-up for Cy Young as a rookie.
Yep.
And an All-Star in his second year, got hurt right after the All-Star break, and literally like barely pitched ever again. Yeah. He had like 310 innings or something ridiculous as a rookie. Rookie of the year, runner-up for Cy Young as a 22-year-old rookie, 23-year-old rookie, and then
21.
Straight up.
Who are they bringing in here?
159 ERA
Going to the closer.
315 FIP, 996 batters faced, and 250 in the third inning.
God, Chad, I don't care. That's my biggest, like, listen, man.
So, you know what's actually really funny is look at his K per 9 and giggle.
What is it?
It's like 3.
It's 3.5.
Yeah,
God, future, such a St. Louis Cardinal.
So don't ever
I'll
say
it
that
again,
about Mark Fidrich again.
It's accurate.
I will kick you out of here. I'm not kidding.
Okay, but
no, it's not accurate. He's
not
just
accurate.
a 70s pitcher. What do you...
So
he's just a white guy, Carson.
Rudy, that's our entire staff
you ever
right now.
taint Mark Fidrich's name like that ever again?
You would know. You know I love
Carson, it's been a while since we fit one of these. What do you want, a cookie? Like...
Cookies, bro?
So...
Just saying, bro.
He's definitely... also R.I.P. Tragic, like horrible accident. But he, he like obviously well after it, like this was just like within the last 10 years. But he, So the crazy thing about that one that I love to do with like those what if scenarios with players is then looking at the team in the future. And so when was he a rookie? Does anyone have his BREF up?
Oh, I just closed it.
So rookie in 76 and 84, I believe he would have been 29. So you would have had a prime Mark Fidrich in a rotation that had Jack Morris and Dan Petrie and etc. So you have then, you have like a 29-year-old prime dude who was runner up for Cy Young as a rookie. So he would be, he would have been there. And then in 87, either 86 or 87, the Tigers just missed the World Series and lost in the ALCS, and he would have been 32 or 33.
87.
I think that gets you over the hump
For in that team, and I think that it's pretty safe to say that again.
It's not.
At what?
I hate Matt Moore.
Respect the 1987 St. Louis Cardinals.
The team that didn't win the World Series.
But the team that lost the World Series.
Congrats, dude. Hang a banner. So like it was like I think that you know what I mean, like just looking at the trajectory of like, you know, what would have been the rest of his career with the teams that he would have been on, and
yes.
It's not like any of those dudes were drafted with you know, picks that were that 80s core was already all like within the system.
Yeah.
So it's not like him being on those teams would have like, oh, you know, we would have had a much higher draft selection or whatever. Like,
right.
Like they were already either acquired via trade and is unrelated, or were already drafted in the minors. So like that, I think that's easy. Like it's not even really close.
So
that's easily the biggest one in Tigers.
So an interesting moment here. I'm inspired because Scott brought up a moment in the 80s and stuff. Do you guys have a bad what if moment for your franchise? Because the Cardinals, I think, have a pretty clear one in the 80s.
What do you mean a bad one? I feel like all these what ifs are bad.
So no. Like a what if of like if this didn't happen, then we would not have been anywhere near as successful as we were.
Oh.
Like I'm very thankful that this trade happened, because had it not, or this free agent signing, or this you know,
I mean, another like big what if that was like the other, like, I mean, a bad what if because it was stupid. Like, I mean, we have one of the worst trades. Like, we traded John Smoltz as a minor leaguer for Doyle Alexander.
No, I mean, like if a move that you're thankful happened, because without it, it would have irrevocably damaged the trajectory of your organization.
Yes,
I mean,
traded to the
signing.
Brewers. Next question.
There you go.
What'd you say?
Greinke traded to the Brewers.
Easy. Right.
Okay. So for me, it's Gary Templeton for Ozzie Smith, straight up.
Yeah, I mean, mine is
without that trade, we're not the running Rebs. We don't have the 3 pennants in the 80s. Like it, you know, era of Cardinals with Whitey Ball doesn't happen. I'm just curious if there's like a transaction or like a free agent signing that you're like so thankful because of like the domino effect that it had.
I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, like I think
Cameron Maybin and Jacob Turner for Miguel Cabrera seems pretty obvious.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Mine.
Yeah, I'd say so. That'll definitely get it done.
I'd say that. Yeah, those two. Actually, Jacob Turner was the Anibal Sanchez. That was Cameron Maybin and Andrew Miller, actually, for Miguel Cabrera. Sorry.
Is there a Giants move that you're super thankful for that maybe led to those 3?
What if Buster Posey wasn't soft and didn't have a terrible rule change added?
Okay, that's not even Buster Posey's fault. Like
a healthy Buster Posey that year is an interesting question, actually, though.
It is, and that kind of like, I mean, I also never got my what if off either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry. Well, good thing I lobbed it to you then. Go for it, man.
So my original what if was thinking, what if Tim Lincecum doesn't fall off a hill, like fall off a cliff?
Ooh. Yeah.
And like, granted, they were able to win those World Series without like incredible Tim Lincecum, but what if like we just have just an incredibly awesome Tim Lincecum as well? But I think trade-wise, I think the most important trade, at least for the 2012 and 2014 World Series, is the Hunter Pence trade.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we get Hunter Pence for Nate Scherholtz and then 2 nobodies. And Nate Scherholtz is arguably a nobody as well. Unless you guys want to disagree with that statement.
Well, no. If we're talking about like single trade, I already mentioned it tonight. The Jim Edmonds for David Freese trade is like such an insane trade because he was just like a B-level, like we're just trying to shed some. We're trying to give. Was that give playing time to John Jay? That might be the reason that we traded Jim Edmonds. Was like, you're at the end of your career and John Jay needs some run. And so, yeah, we'll take this corner infield prospect.
The only other trade I can
insane.
think of for the Giants is Marco Scutaro, which is also that 2012 year.
That's
Scutaro.
Yeah, that's cool.
For Charlie Culberson.
Another
dude, I love that's a guy. OOTP
you want to
legend.
know?
Charlie
You want to know,
Culberson.
Carson, a similar trade of like you're at the end of the career, we're gonna ship you off somewhere, and
Yeah, of course, man. I love these.
Do you guys know who the Cubs traded to acquire Kyle Hendricks?
Ryan Dempster.
Ryan Dempster. Nice.
Actually, Rudy, speaking of Cubs, though, this isn't a trade, but the comp pick the Cardinals got to when John Lackey signed with you guys, we drafted Dylan Carlson.
Nice.
You know, I knew that because you mentioned it, I think, every week for the last month.
Not every week.
You mentioned it at
He's
least
been out.
once or
That's
twice.
so
dude.
disrespectful.
You mentioned it on more than one occasion.
I missed the comp pick era, all right? Not really, because it's bad for players. I take that back. But I miss it a little bit.
I miss it, kind of.
I miss it a little bit only because, like, I do think that there is something to be said for, like, getting value out of a guy that you lose in free agency. I just think that there's no good way to time, like, when you get it.
I don't. You're a billionaire. Spend money.
Yeah,
Grow up.
facts.
Well,
I'm not.
okay,
I'm not softening up and siding with a billionaire for being cheap. Grow up.
No. When I say I'm not
Wait,
talking about
hold
siding with
on.
billionaires. So, for example, Scott, like
Wait.
if yes,
Does
or-
Angel Stadium not have nets to the foul poles?
no,
You don't have nets all the way to our foul.
not every stadium
Neither
has
do we.
to the foul pole. The Cubs don't have nets to foul
I
pole.
thought it was standard now.
No,
It's
Well, no,
not
they-
to foul,
they're
it's like to the end of the dugout.
but it's not all
No,
the way
it's a
to
little
the
bit
foul.
farther than that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not all the way to the foul pole. These do seem a little short. I will say that.
I thought it was like
that
100% standard that they were extended to the foul pole. Guess I
no. I think it's
No,
standard.
no.
I
It's
think
most-
it's
it's
standard
like
is
75%
end
away.
of dugout, right?
I think so, but most teams have.
I think that's the standard. I know
No,
Bush
it
doesn't,
wa-
Wrigley
I'm pretty
doesn't,
sure-
Oracle doesn't.
I'm pretty
Oracle
sure
has
it
a good-
was end of dugout and it got extended, but the extension is not to like.
it's not to the
it's
foul.
not
That's
all the way.
definitely
to the foul
strike
pole.
three, but that's a, I mean, good take, I guess. But
Yeah,
that was definitely
spoiler. He
strike three.
K's on the next pitch anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you, Scott. No, Scott, I'm not. Earlier, I just want to be clear that I wasn't like saying, "Oh, poor billionaires." I'm talking more of like there are instances in which, like, I believe the Cardinals offered a Pujols was 10 years, 245, and he took 10 years, 252 with the Angels. So, like, in that sense, if you make a good faith offer, you should get.
Okay, well, in that
A draft
sense,
pick.
you should fork over. If $7 million is enough for you to be like, oh, well, we should get
Fork
compensated,
over.
then it
Right,
should also
right.
be enough for you to just pay.
Well, I mean, I can't speak on what happened. I mean, I don't know back then, but like he might have not reported to the Cardinals. Like, just so you know, it's $7 million difference. He might have just signed it because I know he turned down 10 for 275 from Miami to sign with the Angels. So he did. Pujols took like the mid-level offer. The Cardinals offered.
The Miami offered Pujols 10-275 and he turned it down.
Correct, to sign with the
That
Angels.
would have been a
That's hilarious.
franchise crippling deal if he had taken it.
Yeah, because and that was the same offseason where they signed Jose Reyes, Heath Bell. That was that offseason.
That
for
That makes it even
that would
funnier.
have crippled.
So
that
imagine if they had-
organization so badly.
and
That
so
dude, that year was so funny.
So
That year
Scott,
was
I'm talking more in those instances where like the Cardinals gave they gave a real offer, but like
See, I
you know.
still just don't like care. Like if you're close enough, if it's close enough to be considered a in good faith offer, then it's close enough for you to just fork over $8 more million.
sure, no, in that example for sure. I'm just like I believe that like a comp pick. I don't know.
If you like the only thing you might be able to convince me on is if you officially do offer more money than what they take and they reject it, then you
I
might
think
be
that
able
would
to
be,
convince me.
I think
But like,
I think that'd be a
because
fine-
that's like there's nothing you can do. He just don't want to play for you, dog. Like that's different than like
yeah. And
I'm being
I don't
cheated.
remember the exact figures, but the Cardinals might have offered David Price more money when he signed with the Red Sox. I remember it being very close. I don't remember exactly, but I mean obviously he wasn't a Cardinal before, so like we wouldn't have gotten a comp pick, but That's the example that comes to mind where I think there's the potential where the Cardinals maybe, and what you're saying, so I think it was like they offered like, it might have been like one less year, but $6 million more overall, something like that. And he turned it down to sign with Boston. But, oh well. Not regretting that one either. I remember the two biggest free agent signings, or the three biggest actually. The three biggest free agents I remember being super peeved we didn't re-sign were Albert Pujols, we didn't get David Price, and we didn't re-sign Jason Hayward. And in hindsight, all three of those I'm very okay with.
Hindsight is 2020.
It is. Well, Hayward also had his best season of his career with the Cardinals, if I remember correctly. Like,
he did have I don't know his career well enough because like he did have some nice years in Atlanta obviously, but like I know that he did have an incredible season in St. Louis.
I just remember being peeved because I was like, really?
He was like a 5-year, like perennial 5-win player.
Because he was so good defensively.
No, but yes, he was like 130 WRC plus.
No, for sure, and that's what led to him being peaked. I'm saying that like he was so good defensively.
I got it. Don't worry. Fun fact. He's a career 101 OPS plus hitter.
Yeah, 105 WRC plus. Okay, he was like 120 year in year out.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna pull up his value real quick so I can get you.
You got a 5-6 win player. Damn right.
Yeah, WAR, offensive WAR, 2 seasons in the top 10. 2015, 4.0, he was 10th. I mean, it's not his best offensive WAR season, but can I get this real quick on BREF? Run it up, baby. Baby, win probability added. I don't care about that. WAR, his best season, he had 6.9 B WAR.
Nice.
And his second highest career was his rookie year in 2010 when he had 6.4. So yeah, like I said, best season of his career was in St. Louis. And I remember being like, it's funny because actually Cardinals fan and fellow DD employee Quinn tweeted out recently, Hayward specifically name-dropped Yadier Molina and Adam Wainwright as part of the aging core of the Cardinals as to why he chose to sign with the Cubs. And it was just like a funny quote because it was like specifically the two guys he name-dropped is like, he's like, no disrespect, I just don't know how many more years they have. And then like you look at the Cubs roster when he signed with the Cubs, none of them are on the Cubs anymore, and Wainwright and Molina are the only two Cardinals left. It was just like so funny that like you could not have access. Like Matt Holliday was right there.
Yeah.
You could have named an aging guy that clearly was going to be on the way out. Like I don't know. It was just really funny because I was like, LMAO, like you.
Do you guys want to take a gander at who had the most WAR of any position according to Fangraphs in 2011?
Which position player had the most?
Pitcher, position, anything. He had the most F4 in baseball, and also it was not even close. He led by an entire win to second place.
I was gonna say Andrew McCutcheon, but I feel like that's not right.
God, I love Kutch. I love Kutch so much.
2011.
Roy Halladay?
No.
Andrew McCutcheon had 5.5 WAR. Roy Halladay was second with 8.5.
Okay. Dang.
So it's 9.5 wins in 2011.
Correct.
9.5. This is Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp is third with 8.3.
Dude, I forgot Matt Kemp.
I'm gonna stop talking. I got the rest of the podium. Somebody else.
Is that like a Kershaw year?
Okay, no, it's not. This, well, let me see. Kershaw was 6. He had 7.8, so he's still like up there.
I mean, a Kershaw.
This guy, let me read this guy's career WAR to you. Okay, he had 30 career WAR. Almost 10 of them was in 2011. So figure that out. Okay.
Is that?
His career WAR.
I think I know who it is.
Who?
Is it Jacoby Ellsbury?
Yes. He had a.
Oh my God.
His WAR by season 1.2, 4.2, 2.1, negative 0.2, 9.5, 0.8, 4.6, 3.6, 1.1, 1.6, 1.6.
Yeah, he went stupid.
I will say.
Uh-oh. That is swing and a drive, Pete Alonso.
I hate him so much, dude. I hate Pete Alonso.
See you later, baseball.
I hate
him.
Peyton
had it in chat before any of us.
God, he reeks, dude.
So, Peyton Peyton's probably a huge Jacoby Ellsbury fan.
Yeah, greatest signing in Yankees history, bro.
So his 2011, okay, he had 32 home runs, 105 RBIs, 39 stolen bases.
What was his caught stealing? What was his successful percentage?
A WRC plus of 150.
That little for that big a WAR? My God.
I mean 150 is still like
for that much WAR. That's kind of nuts.
His DRS in 2011 was 9. OAA
there it
hadn't
is.
been invented
There
yet.
it is.
So he had a 9 DRS paired with a 140 WRC plus, also paired with 39 stolen bases. And you get almost a 10-win season.
What was his? Well, how many caught stealings did he have out of that 39?
15. Yeah.
That's not that great, actually.
15.
That's crazy
you
for
could do better than that.
Yeah, 40 and 15. Yeah, it's not great, but it's yeah.
I mean, you take it. What's the number there? I want to say it's like 70. If you're over 75%, it's
oh
like,
my goodness. He also had less than 100 strikeouts.
Yeah, his K rate.
Gosh.
Well, that was on par with his K rate for it. Like that was his highest career K rate at that point.
Having 98 strikeouts in a year where you had a 150 WRC plus, hit over 30 home runs.
If there's anything I love
in
this game, man.
Had a 928 OPS. Like that's yeah.
If there's any guy that I love in this game, it's in the game of baseball. It's a guy that doesn't strike out. Like, oh.
Yeah, it's on brand.
I mean, all right. Like, am I wrong?
Don't tell me.
Am I
don't
wrong?
Tell me why the name I couldn't get out of my head when you asked that question, Scott, was Jason Worth. I don't know why I was like, it's him.
Jason Worth, man.
Jose Bautista.
Like I knew he had absolutely never had a season that good. But
other names on this list, man. Jose Bautista was 4th.
Yeah, he was that guy.
He had an 8-1
yes,
WAR season.
He was that guy. Scott, Peyton in the chat said, I will say the PS name loud and clear in this chat, by the way.
Patrick Sandoval.
Patrick Sandoval, the starting pitcher tonight. Yes, I'm sure that's exactly what we're going for.
Oh. I mean, yeah, sure.
No, also, on brand, I mean, I just appreciate a guy that takes a good AB. Takes a good at-bat.
So, Jose Bautista had a 4 DRS in right field.
That's insane to me. That's insane.
In 2011.
That's crazy to me to think that he was ever even a remotely good defender.
Right,
let
and that's
alone, like,
my
plus
point.
4. Plus 4, like, if you told me he was like 0 or plus 1, I'd be like, good for him.
He had a 608 slug this season, man.
That's ridiculous, bro.
A 447 OBP and a 608 slug.
Sorry, who are we talking
You
here?
want a good 132
2011 Jose Bautista.
You want a good what if? Imagine the numbers a breakout Jose Bautista would have put up in the juiced ball era.
Let's say
2017 was his breakout year.
That would have been plus of 180. Listen to this WRC plus by year. This stretch he went on from 2010 to 2015. His WRC plus was 165, 180, 137, 135, 160, 148.
Yeah, casual.
Career OPS
absolutely
nasty,
dude. Okay, hold on. No, you could. Sorry, I'm seeing now that he played for the 2018 Phillies. I think you could come up with a really nice trivia list of who took ABs for the 2018 Phillies, because there's some doozies on there.
Shane Victorino.
No.
I think he was retired by then.
Juan Uribe.
Also believed he was retired by then.
Let's go minimum.
Justin Bohr.
Minimum 50.
Not minimum. No minimum. I'm
just trying to get pictures out of here.
Okay.
Actually, I can't go.
I'm looking at the list as well. If you guys don't want to start.
Yeah, you're right. I can't go minimum 50. There's one in particular that I'm thinking of that made me pull this up, and Diego, you may see who it is.
I think I do.
I don't know. Hunter Pence.
No, what? No.
I don't know. When was his last season, bro?
Well, I mean, his last season wasn't with the Phillies. There's some names on here though. You're absolutely right.
I don't know, like
Phillies.
Is this like a Trevor Plouffe? Am I gonna get like?
That is one of the names.
There it is. All right. Wait, actually,
that's not who I was thinking of. Is that who you were thinking of, Brady? Because I didn't think it is.
I think you know who I'm thinking of.
I think I also know who. You're
Jose Batista was one of them.
Jose Batista got 57 plate appearances. Yeah.
Wow, I don't even know if I would have remembered.
Is this pre-trade J.P. Crawford?
There is pre-trade J.P. Crawford on there.
Oh, is that not who you were thinking of? That's who I was
thinking of. That's not who I was thinking of.
Is Philly's legend? Philly's legend Scott Kingery on this list?
Philly's legend Scott Kingery is on this list. I will say the guy that I'm thinking of.
What number is he on BREF?
I'm on Fangraph. Sorry. But the guy that I'm thinking of, I believe this is the season where he notably got upset and I think smashed a TV in the clubhouse because his teammates were playing Fortnite. I think
is that Carlos Santana?
Philly's Carlos Santana. Am I right that that's when that
Carlos
happened?
Santana.
I think so. Well, there's a reason that story reminded me of that. I mean, if memory serves, though, he was actually a decent hitter for them, like above average, if memory serves.
Yeah. Okay.
679 PAs, 229 batting average, 105 OPS plus.
Yes,
I mean,
I feel like
above average.
24 home runs.
Batting average doesn't matter for Carlos Santana.
I feel like it's easy to
24 home runs.
I feel like for me, you think of Carlos Santana and you're like, okay, he was with Cleveland. And
110 walks.
And then it's like, Carlos Santana just played a whole season for the Phillies in there, by the way.
Hey, in this game, those were two dots up and in for fastballs. It was a 3-1 count, two perfect pitches. That's brutal.
How good does Edwin Diaz have to be for the Mets to have won the trade?
I mean, it depends if Kelenic ends up going.
Yeah, it depends on how good Kelenic is. Well, Kelenic's been Garbo so far in his major league career. So
right.
It's nuts.
You
want to talk?
He can't hit a breaking ball.
You want to talk hot prospects that we thought were going to be really good and might end up being not? Kelenic's on his way.
I read a really great article recently talking about how Julio Rodriguez is exactly what people thought JK was going to be, like a 5-cat guy, because the biggest knock on Julio was that he wasn't a speed guy, and then you look at his savant and you're like, just kidding. He's actually 99th. He's actually 99% speed. Like, sure, dude. I mean,
that's crazy, dude.
Don't quote me, but his sprint speed is going to be red.
We're down to our final out here, by the way.
Not the fastest AL prospect to debut this year. Who cares?
Hey, I have Bobby Witt, question mark? Is that your reference?
Bobby Witt do be fast.
I have both J-Rod and Bobby Witt in fantasy, so don't care. Love them
Luis
both.
Gonzalez yet?
Sadly, he's owned in my league. I don't have him. I went to add him after he went yard on Pujols, and he was already added in my league, actually.
He's been crazy, dude. He's been so good this year.
Down to our
he's been
down to our final out, and it's Kurt Suzuki, by the way.
Yeah.
He just deserved to
lock it in, Mets. Lock it in, Mets dub. Lock it in.
Yeah.
Okay, who disrespected Ben Zobrist earlier?
Carson.
Yeah, who did that?
Was Carson.
Dude, in 2009, he led baseball in WAR.
Dude, he was a
he was good. He was good at one point in his life. I don't care. I don't have to like him.
No one said you don't have to like someone to think they're good. He had 42.5 career WAR.
I didn't say he wasn't good. I said the year the Cubs had 7 All-Stars was undeserved, and he was one of them.
He had 3.5 WAR that season.
Yeah. So I'm not.
What do you mean? Yeah, that doesn't prove your point. 3.5 WAR is not a bad year.
In comparison to others.
All right.
I would not have given him that.
We're doing this right now. The game's about to be
He
over.
started in the All-Star game,
and I do not care.
The game is over. It just ended. Edwin Diaz, 4th career 5-out save. Mets win.
101.
Game is over. So now let's look at 2016 batting leaders at second base.
Okay.
It's going to be Ben Zobrist and then drop off.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's going to be Ben Zobrist.
Listen to these WAR totals, man. This is crazy.
No, Ben Zobrist is nowhere close. I'm not.
Okay. I was really hoping it was going to be.
Read me the list. Where's he ranked, Rudy?
Hold on. We've got
Joe
He
Panic.
made,
number
Who's a
one.
no.
better
Rudy,
hitter?
Rudy, just play narrative ball. He made it as a utility player. Second base doesn't matter. Okay,
Very true.
Second base does matter.
He did make it as a
Nope.
utility player, though.
exactly.
That is true.
So
But-
he went on in 2009. He had an 8.7 WAR and led baseball. 2010, just under 4 WAR. 2011, 6.5. 2012, 5.7. 2013, 4.2.
very good.
2014, 4.7. 2015, 3. 2016, 3.5. 2017, he was absolutely terrible. 2018, back to 3.2, and then his last season in 19, he only played 47 games.
He was very good. He was very good in 2010. No one's refuting that point. That's not the point that I was making. Rudy, go ahead, read me though. But before we
Hold
sign
on,
off
I'm
here,
working
read me
on my narrative
those.
ball. Give me 1 second.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No, take your time.
Yep,
Cal.
yep.
Take
The only
your time.
stats
Okay,
that matter
actually,
are the
genuinely.
fair.
Okay, genuinely, I've got it.
What were the pitcher team wins when Ben Zobrist started?
No.
at second
No.
base?
I've got it. Okay, so you ready? You want to know the National
All right.
League shortstops that finished the season above Ben Zobrist in F4?
Did
0.
he start a majority of his games at second base or at shortstop?
So
Excuse me.
here's the list, right, of all the National League shortstop or second basemen. Excuse me. Gene Segura
Okay.
finished with first of all 6.2 F4, nuts.
Joe Panic.
Yeah.
But
Should have started the All-Star
Gene
game.
Segura 108 WRC plus first half, 149 second half.
Rudy.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Washington Nationals Daniel
So
Murphy
should've been an All-Star.
played first base. Nobody cares. Also, dude had a frying pan for a glove at second when he did play there.
Correct.
DJ LeMahieu,
Alright,
Rocky,
that's
nobody
fair.
cares. Matt Carpenter.
Correct.
Oh, all right. So,
Nope,
all right,
correct,
sure.
correct.
Matt Carpenter, Cardinal, also nobody cares. Also,
Yep. Correct.
also Matt
correct.
Carpenter was only
Carson, you can't- you can't
3/10 of a
defend
win
Matt
clear
Carpenter
of Zobrist, which is not enough to say definitively.
So
Nope,
more,
absolutely
though.
correct.
But more though.
Correct.
But to be clear,
Cesar
more.
Hernandez, 107 WRC
Did
plus,
have more.
finished 1/10 of a
Did have
win
more.
above Ben Zobrist. Not enough to clear him.
So I also had
Cares.
more. All right, but still had more.
Oh, just like how all those players we listed, where Joey Votto has more OPS than Paul Goldschmidt. Yep. Okay.
Then you get
That's different. I'm talking about.
Then you
WAR.
get
Nope,
to the,
nope,
Talking
it's
about
actually
then
OPS.
not
you get to
different
the
at all.
All-Star.
It's very two different numbers.
Then
Nope,
you get to
not
the
different at all.
All-Star Ben
No,
Zobrist.
definitely is.
No,
Yep.
definitely not actually.
No, definitely is.
Definitely
is. We're gonna
not.
Keep talking. No, definitely
No,
is.
definitely isn't, though.
No, definitely
Nope,
is.
definitely isn't.
No, it definitely is. We're gonna be going
Definitely
until
not.
3 in the morning at this rate. Definitely is. We're gonna keep talking.
Definitely not.
So there
Definitely.
you have it.
Okay, I
Ben
kicked him from the
Zobrist
call.
was a
Keep going.
fully. Ben Zobrist was a fully deserving, aside from perhaps DJ LeMahieu, All-Star second baseman.
Yo. Okay, real quick. Do you know what's so
wait.
funny? Is if you get kicked by a call, it puts up a big smiling, like a big frowny face. You got removed by another participant.
Okay, DJ LeMahieu also better in the second half than the first half. So there you have it.
Yep.
Ben Zobrist.
There you go.
Dude. Oh my God, I'm
Ben
crying at
Zobrist
that, man.
deserved it.
That's so funny.
So fun.
Oh my God. Oh, you've been removed. And
Timing of
the
removing
emoji's
versus
like the
call.
emoji's like weeping. It's fantastic. Man, that was really good. That was phenomenal.
Okay,
We filled a lot of narratives today,
I'm gonna check
boys.
one more thing. I'm really working on this.
So,
His narrative ball
sure,
goes
I mean,
crazy.
there's narrative ball to be played. My overarching comment is more on the fact that like there are other Cubs that were definitely way more deserving, but like fan vote go Burr. That's really more what I'm saying. Is that like
Well, their Cubs made it. So like,
right? I'm saying though is that, like it wasn't deserved in comparison to others.
2016, Matt Carpenter.
other
Matt
but,
Carpenter
like,
also had more innings
there's always
at third
gonna be
base than
that.
second base in 2016.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
yeah, because Colton Wong was at that point, established.
Colton.
I love Colton
Who's the
Wong.
guy?
I'm a
Who's the dude?
dude. If you're anti Colton Wong, I mean, like I'll grow up is all I say.
so when I went to Bush, we're on 3, right? When I went to Bush 3,
Have you been to Bush
when did Bush 2 close?
2005?
No. So when I went to Bush 3, with my dad, it would have been. I have the scorecard somewhere. I guess I can pull up the lineup, but
Name
I
guys
have
you
to dig-
saw. I might be able to help you.
Well, no. So whatever it was when Wong was still there, obviously. So because we went on the first 5,000 fans got Colton Wong jerseys, and it wasn't just like a normal Cardinals jersey. It was some heritage night, and it goes stupid crazy hard. Like it's
just
so
describe
sick,
it to me then. I might be able to help you out.
If the jersey's in my closet, I can just go grab the jersey.
But
you still own it?
Yeah, oh yeah, dude, it's so hard.
Scott Bentley owns a Cardinals jersey. Clip.
Cole Ten Wong, worthy of thanks.
Go get it. I want this clip, by the way,
for
my own personal. Like no one else needs this. I just want it.
I have to end this stream and write a paper in the next hour and a half.
No, I'm so sorry, Rudy. But just Rudy,
after
borrow
this.
me 90 seconds. I really need to know that Scott owns a piece of Cardinals gear. Like I really need to know this. This is for me. This is all for me. Anyone else still watching? Congratulations. This is pure vanity. This is pure vanity for me at this point.
All right.
Yeah, but also just random note about the actual game. Mets got to 40 wins. Angels are still garbage. 4-1 final line.
Yeah, Ohtani potentially pinch hitting any of the game on deck is brutal. All right, Scott, what are we rocking with here?
Okay, I do have it. It goes so hard, dude. I don't know what like heritage night it was. I don't remember. Let me button the top here so you can see the whole thing.
Of course.
But like it's just the Cardinals logo, and it's filled with whatever like the heritage night like thing is.
Oh, nice.
So like that's the front, and you can see like the thing, and then it's a Cole Ten.
Is that Pacific Islander night? Maybe that might be the night that it is. Which
and I'd imagine it would have to be something related to Cole Ten Wong.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
like look how hard
that I would guess. Yeah, I would say that might be Pacific Islander Heritage Night. That would be my guess.
Let me look up.
Yeah, that would make sense.
So
I went and my dad and I both got these like just for free. Like,
go in May. Do you know?
I don't remember at all.
That's AAPI Heritage Month, right?
8 years ago.
So I will say real quick because I know Rudy's got to end this. It's very weird because Nolan Gorman has 16 for the Cardinals, and like it feels very like deja vu of like, oh, this young second base prospect that I really love watching play has the same number. It weirds me out a little bit, but I'm glad that he's rocking the number because Nolan's doing the thing.
I am fairly certain that's probably Pacific Islander.
Yeah, given
like after looking stuff up a little bit, it looks to be that's about.
Yes, that's why I said that.
I believe I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But
Same.
I think it looks like it's adding up.
Maybe a Memorial Day weekend game would be AAPI month. It's something along those lines. Regardless, if you guys don't follow us on any social media, what are you guys doing? I mean, frankly, like it. I mean, I don't want to say it's embarrassing, but like it's definitely a little bit embarrassing. You follow us on Twitter, Diamond_Digest. Website is Diamond-Digest, and our Instagram is Diamond.Digest because consistency is king. Take it from the person with ADHD. If you want to follow any of the four of us on various social media, I mean, you've heard us on the air for the last 3.5 hours. We don't shut up about our various ball clubs. And various happenings. Outside of Go Baseball, I don't think I have anything left. You boys got anything for me?
Go Baseball.
Go Baseball, indeed.
We'll see. Go Baseball.
All right, we'll see you guys next Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.